right, let's do a cheers to the Sobeys and Safely Liquid Beer Review podcast.
We ride again.
I love you guys.
Careful, that cake's hot.
It's the 6 o'clock a check-in. Come on, let's go. It's the AM Nasty Big Hello. It's not static. AM radio.
Your head light.
It's the Coolbet Red Hot Nielson Show. Let's go. Everybody tune in, even my wife.
Mommy likes too.
And those Macromella intros are cutting like a knife. Hey, it's Mitch texting in, he's your dealer for life. Let's crack at 6 o'clock and log in with some sirloin bites.
Good morning, AM Nasties. What's going on? It's bright and early. It's 6:04 in the morning here on October 3rd. Thank you very much for joining us for the Nielsen Show as we kick off another glorious day right here on EST. And by the way, the replay before us, how good is the Reed Wilkins Show? Right? How good is the Reed Wilkins Show? It was every single day, 3 to 6, right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, and it replays in the morning before our show. So hop on TuneIn, hop on iHeart, hop on EdmontonSportsTalk.com a little bit early and check out the Reed Wilkins Show in the morning if you can't make it work in the afternoon, but you should make it work in the afternoon. Simple as that. How are you, Rick?
Never been better.
Wow. Wow, that's pretty big.
How about yourself?
Also never been better.
I mean, it's Thursday. Some good weather on the way.
Is there? I haven't even looked.
Preseason is almost over. What more could you want?
Thank God preseason's almost over, man.
Yeah?
It's a preseason. I'm not gonna worry.
It's enough.
I'm not gonna worry. It's a preseason. But with that being said, haven't been like a ton of bright spots for the Oilers in the preseason.
Well, and she be leaking. She's leaking.
Yeah, that's good. They allow a lot of goals.
Yeah, but it's preseason.
Preseason doesn't matter, I don't think. Or does it? Are we at the point now where I am asking, does the preseason matter?
I think it matters for Travis Dermott.
Just a little bit. It matters. It matters for Travis Dermott. It matters for Noah Philp.
Absolutely.
Who else does it matter for? Well, it's supposed to matter for some of those other guys on the blue line, but I'm not sure it has.
McDavid got his assist. He wants to be playing more in the preseason, so there's that. No injury, right? We said that.
One more tune-up.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go. Come out of it healthy. Who really cares?
And the annual pickleball tournament today, apparently.
It is a pickleball tournament today.
We have an orange and blue breakfast for that, eh?
Remember what happened? Holloway and Broberg won the last pickleball tournament. And now look at this. Now look at this. Sorry, Trev, did I steal your thunder with the was that your big thing? Was that what you were going to
take?
I was going to say that, and then you said it.
I'm sorry, Trev.
No, it's okay.
Man.
It is good to remember that. It is keep that of note.
It is something to keep track of. Do you think younger guys win? If we got in groups of 2 here and played a pickleball tournament, would you and Ice Cube beat the rest of us? Do you think? If you were a duo, let's say you were a duo, Eric and I were a duo, Maddie and Tommy were a duo, Reed and Jay were a duo, and Hernan and Gage were a duo.
I'd like our chances.
I think you guys would probably do pretty well.
Yeah, I'd like our chances. I feel like no one would be like crazy good. I feel like we'd all be middle of the pack.
We're all kind of green.
It would be pretty amateur.
It'd be a weird looking pickleball term.
Button would school us all.
RBM is in and says, guys, Jack Michaels dropped a Bob Stauffer and Reed Wilkins last night. Hey, it's going to happen. When you had one of the best in the biz on your show for years, it's going to happen.
Take a while to get out of that.
Unfortunately, Reed, fortunately for us, unfortunately for the crew over there, and they got a lot of good talent still. But they like Reed, that hurts.
That hurts.
Reed is really good. So yes, that's that's kind of funny.
He's great in the meetings too.
Well, we'll get to the meeting. I want to get to the meeting during I got beef today.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
Well,
Reed was +1 yesterday. I think we should put our hands together for Edmonton Sports Talk staff meeting winner yesterday. One YouTube Trev. +3 in the meeting yesterday.
and not even a presentation.
Not even
Usually
no
that gets you
presentation.
like the points or
He what did I mark him down? You asked two really good questions, I think, and then you did make one funny joke.
a quip.
I did.
What was the funny joke you made again? Remember, it was like a pun.
About the socks.
Yeah.
I was like, we can't get the socks or something. I was
And then you're
"No."
like, oh man, that sucks.
That sucks.
They were like, did you mean
really-
to do that? And you're like, I did. I was totally like 1 point. Yeah. No, congratulations, man. I think that's your first staff meeting win.
That is. I've come close.
Yeah.
LT said the presentation usually, boosts you up.
It's a chance to either get the points or lose the
yeah,
points.
I
And-
lost
and-
my points with my presentation.
Right, that was the thing.
It didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't do anything.
Your
didn't move the needle.
presentation really hurt you.
It was
Yeah.
pretty meh. So it was nice to come out. That's what I do these days.
You win.
I've been performing lately.
All even
Scalding hot
strength points,
takes,
even strength.
rookie of the year,
Rookie of the year. My
60
floor
seconds
hockey.
of dead air yesterday.
Got a house.
60 seconds of dead air. That was me. I did that.
You're right. The floor hockey got a house. You are delivering a lot lately, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, but I think that was a good example of pay attention to the meeting, ask a couple of questions, make one funny joke, and you can win.
You just kind of
That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Take notes. Wannick.
Glue guy ended up in the minuses. Awanik ended up even.
Well, Glue Guy-
But he had 3 pluses and 3 minuses.
Glue Guy tried to slide you a few industry.
Yeah,
And it
yeah.
just, again, shooting for the stars.
Yeah, no,
but when
was-
you do that and you don't stick the landing, it's tough.
Yeah, we were talking about some video, and he leans over to me, like tried to like show how much he goes, Dusty, that's what we call be real. And me and Reed are sitting next to each other, and I looked at him. I said, "Does he mean B-roll?" He goes, "Yeah, B-roll." I said, "It's B-roll." He goes, "Oh." I said, -1.
and it's snowballed from there.
The meetings are a lot of fun. If you need a conscious morning, you know how to do it. If you're watching over on YouTube, hammer the thumbs up. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, you can slide on in there. Norman at Combine says, "Good morning, Nasties. Can I get a birthday conch for Bryce, the Sparky of the Combine crew, who killed it at the wing eating contest? Happy birthday, Bryce." You love to see it.
Yeah.
You love to see it.
Garbage, though, that the Astros are out. Hey, Norm.
Ooh,
Hey.
wow. What a low blow.
Yeah, the garbage, eh?
Because of the cans that they
cans,
bang on.
they
I get
cheat.
it now.
They cheat.
I had to think about
There's
it for a
the-
second,
yeah, they
but that
cheat.
totally makes sense. No, I like that. You're back there tonight at the casino again?
Central Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, smoked brisket cheesesteaks on special, and your chance to win a little bit of NFL merch as well with the ever entertaining square-board. I know Thursdays is now the night. I mean, Monday Night Football is your traditional Monday Night Football. You know, it's Monday Night Football, the soundtrack, you know, Hank Williams. But Thursday nights now, leading into a Friday, tomorrow morning too, with the show, Southport Chev, all that. But tonight, come on by. Should be a good one. Falcons Bucks. And again, your chance to win in some great food. Hopefully the Godfather will be there.
Oh, a visit from the Godfather.
Yeah, I know Jocelyn and Jay, the resident. Jocelyn's still going for the perfect streak. Jay, of course, missing one because he was in the doghouse.
Yeah.
But back in form.
Tough to miss out on a season-long streak because you're in the doghouse. Unbelievable.
Well, Jocelyn has something to do with that. Like she had the power to kind of take him or not.
that's
She
what
left
happens.
without him, and there you go.
That's what happens. We'll do the pick'em coming up here in the 6 o'clock hour today. Actually, give you a chance to win a gift certificate. Nielson Show is brought to you by Southport Chevrolet. Oktoberfest celebration tomorrow at Southport Chev. Edmonton Sports Talk is going to be there from 6 in the morning until 6 at night. As Mike D says over in the chat this morning, Guten Morgen.
Yes.
Is that something we'll be saying tomorrow? That must mean good morning.
Oh, it's going to be all sorts of.
That must mean good morning. I haven't even looked it up.
Quick refresher from Gage.
Do I speak German? Is that what just happened there?
You might. Low or high.
There's two different types of German.
Yeah.
So, Guten Morgen
Yes.
or Guten Morgen.
That'd be the low.
That's it. Okay. All right.
You're getting it.
I look forward to saying it. I'm going to look up a bunch of other terms that we can use tomorrow as we work our way through the show. But you should definitely come out and join us. South Fort Chevrolet. We're going to have food. We're going to have drinks. We're going to have giveaways. Going to be exclusive sales of the deals. There's going to be a barbecue as we work our way through the day as well. Lots going on tomorrow at South Fort Chev. Drive a little, save a lot. Come on out, see Daniel, his family-friendly team at South Fort Chev. Tell them we sent you. They're going to give you an additional $1,000 credit on your vehicle. Plus, they won't be beaten on any price. You go anywhere else, somebody says, this is the best price you're going to get. You can look at them and say, actually, you're lying to me. Because I know if I go out to South Fort Chevrolet, Daniel is going to beat that price. And they go like this. The other dealer goes, Daniel, just like Newman. www.southfortchev.com is where you can check out their website. But yes, make plans, swing on out, pop by if it's on the morning show. We're gonna be there. They don't open till 8. We're gonna be there from 6 to 6. So pop on out, see. I know Reed and Jay, those guys, they plan their show so well. Like they're trying to get Fort Sask guests on and stuff, and they're doing it yesterday. I was sitting there. I said, "What are you guys doing?" I said, "We're trying to get some Fort Sask guests on for
They
the
love
Fort
the
Sask
local.
show." I was like, "Man, you guys are just so good at what you do." You know, I'm sitting here now. We're gonna have Herm Edwards on. We're gonna have Daniel on from South Fort Chev. We're gonna have Chris Johnson's gonna make his Nielson Show debut as well. So that's good. The Fort Sask AAA U17 hockey team's gonna be there on site helping with a barbecue, and they're gonna have a slapshot radar.
Test your strength.
So you can try the clapper out, see where it's at. Could you be on the Oilers PP2? Find out tomorrow at South Fort Chev. Plus, the Boys and Girls Club of Fort Sask will be on site. They're going to be accepting some donations for their youth sports programming, and they're in the need of some school snacks for the kids' programs that the kids that partake in their programs. So let's do that as well. German pretzels, bratwurst, all of it in the afternoon. Great sales all day. Real fun day lined up tomorrow at South Fort Chev.
Bring your Nerf.
Oh, yeah, and also massive Nerf fights all day long, which I'm very much looking forward to. You can text us anytime, Paris Jewelers inbox. Somebody's going to win text of the day today. Why can't it be you? Right? That's what we're wondering. Some text messages already lots of text messages are already rolling in. We'll try to sort through a few of those. Scalding Gourd is in, coming after that gift certificate to A&W. Who doesn't want that A&W gift certificate right now? They've got the Ruffles Crunch Teen Burger, and it's delicious. If you haven't tried it yet, you should. We're not kidding. You should try it. We think you'll really like it. We think you'll like it a lot.
Start with a buddy if you need. If it's too intimidating
work your
for
way
you,
up.
work your way up. I mean, they're both good options. A little different each.
Anyway, Scalding Gourd is in. It says Trevor Lawrence rookie cards are more valuable than Josh Brown. Ooh! Wow. That's
Careful. That take's hot.
That take is hot. Woo! But maybe not wrong. We'll get into that as we work our way through the show today. It's the preseason.
It's the preseason.
It's the preseason.
Who cares?
But is it too early to be a little bit concerned about the Oilers blue, as you know the analytical crowd likes to call it, the blue? Are we concerned about the Oilers blue? What do you think? 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. We will go there with the Fan Zone coming up around. We'll go there at 6:40 today with the Fan Zone. And now, I've said all along, don't worry about anything in the preseason. But if your blue line doesn't look up to snuff in the preseason, then what are we talking about come regular season? You know, it's...
Blue line, and maybe goaltending last night as well. I think you can kind of fair to say you
that's fine.
Mix that in last night.
Stuart Skinner's going to have to play over 60 games for this team.
Oh, no, I know. But Rodriguez isn't a... I mean, let's see what we're doing here. It's if it was Skinner last night, it would only be what?
5-2. Trev, as the resident huge Oilers fan on this show, sit there and look me in the eyes today and tell me you're not concerned at all about the Oilers blue line because it's the preseason.
I'm not concerned.
Yeah, see, I can't
Right
believe
in the eyes.
I can't believe you for a second.
Stared him right in the eyes.
I'm not concerned. Yeah, no, I'm a little. Well, no, I wouldn't say I'm look, the Oilers defense was atrocious last year to start the season. Then, they can turn it around. They went to the Cup final, Game 7, right? So, and it was bad. Like I still remember We were at Boston Pizza Kingsway, which was fun. It was a good night. And it was the Oilers playing the Carolina Hurricanes.
Oh, yeah.
And we were just like in awe by like how bad like the whole team was playing defensively. Like we were just like, we were laughing. We couldn't get over it. And so I was concerned then, but I mean, look what they were able to do. They turned it around. So
That was the tap game.
it was the tap game.
The old,
yeah,
right?
yeah. That
That's
was the
when it
tap
turned
game.
around.
That was
One of the turnarounds.
One of the yeah, exactly. So
Oh, and he tapped the leg.
he's like,
I
it's
remember
okay.
that.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah,
We're
that's
gonna be
what
okay.
we're gonna do
so I'm not really that concerned.
Yeah.
It's preseason. This is kind of
But I mean, some of these guys not even like looking bad in preseason doesn't like it concerns me a little bit for the regular season.
Nurse led the blue line in ice time, -3, 6 hits
Well, there you go. There it is.
in his return.
Got to get him up to speed.
Well, that's another thing that you're going to have to do. I think somebody chimed in on the nasty chat that he's in postseason form.
Jimbo says, if you're worried about the preseason, then you weren't watching last year.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't count.
No, it doesn't count.
Like the goal is you can lose 18
it
to 2
doesn't. It
last
doesn't
night,
count.
right?
But they don't have a remotely reasonable option to play with Darnell Nurse. They just don't.
Yep.
They don't. There's and you can say, well, Dusty, it's going to be Emerson. Well, that's great. You're putting a rookie essentially inside Darnell Nurse. Guys play 30 games in the National Hockey.
Putting a rookie beside Darnell. Just say that again.
Think about that. But no, that's the truth.
Yeah.
You put a guy with 30 games NHL experience next to Darnell Nurse in a Stanley Cup championship.
Now
like
look
a
him in
Stanley
the
Cup-
eyes and say that again.
Yeah, now it won't. It'll change. It's just a matter of when they acquire a defenseman.
Yeah. And who? Who and when?
I'm
and
sure
we got to get the pool going.
They got to get the pool. We do have to do a square board.
That's
We should put it on the whiteboard in the board
not?
there.
something to aspire to.
Yeah, well, we'll get to a little bit more during that. That hurts. Dove into some of the numbers on the decision to, not spend any reasonable money on the back end in the offseason when they spent quite a bit. So we'll get into that as we work our way through the show today. Let's lay this bad boy out for you. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Get you into the Paris Jewelers inbox. We're coming at you from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen studio this morning. We'll get into your morning announcements a little bit. Baseball playoffs. We're going to dive into a new segment we're doing with Coolbet called The Odds Couple. We'll have that for you coming up. We're going to play that on the show here today as well. This is big. This is big. Just after 6:30 today. I've been asking for this for years, and it's finally happening. Whale and the Wolf has professionally recorded their version of the Cavis Reed Pump Up song. And we're going to play it today. We're going to play it today just after 6:30. Is this going to be an Esty?
Well, it's the radio debut pretty much. We've got it.
Yeah, this is
We've
it.
got it. They didn't give it to anybody else.
Hey, 100.3 The Bear. Edmonton's second best rock. Eat Our Shorts. The Fan Zone coming up around 6:45 today. Luke Gazdic makes his triumphant return to the station. He'll be by just after 7 o'clock. Luke said this is we're the only station, the only place he's doing regular radio hits throughout the entire season because he likes us.
Oh, nasty chat will be loving that.
Thank you, Luke. Yeah. You might like me, but I love you.
Award-winning Luke Gazdic. Eh?
Yeah. He's the guest of the year. The Esty. He's like, well, I'll have to maybe make a note on that. We got to start with that. Yeah, Matt Carmella hates this guy. Anyway, Gazdic will be on just after 7. We'll spin the wheel. You've already loaded it up.
She's looking good. Some decent names on there.
Decent names
this
tonight.
week. Yeah,
All right.
I'd say that.
We'll get a random anytime touchdown score from the desk wheel. EST Flyway to Los Angeles. If you are new to the show or you haven't been listening in the last little while, we are giving away a trip to Los Angeles for 2. You will see the Clippers and the Warriors. You will see the Cardinals and the Rams, and you will see Edmonton take on one of the Kings or the Ducks. It's December 26th to December 30th. Flights, hotel, rental car, 3 sporting events. All you have to do is be listening for the keyword 4 times a day on our show, on the Hangout, on EST Afternoons, and on the Smash Hit Reed Wilkins Show as well. It's all presented to you by 780. Check them out. 780.com. It's the word 7 followed by the number 80.com. I got beef coming up around 7:30 today. Jake from Coolbet's going to pop by. We'll talk about this Thursday nighter a little bit as well. Kind of easy trivia. 3 questions too many. That hurts for James H. Brown. And then after 8:30, we're not sure of the order just yet, but we will have scalding hot takes, and we will have a special Thursday installment of Beer of the Week, because I did think it was a little crazy if we're at South Fort Chev tomorrow and we're just pounding back beers.
We'll be having
with Beer of the Week.
enough fun out there anyway, eh?
Yeah. No, it's gonna be a great time. So very much looking forward to that. Beer of the Week today. It's gonna be a good one. Adam is driving up from Calgary, 88 Brewing Company. We're going to be diving into the Hammer Pants West Coast Pale Ale.
Diving right into those pants.
Yeah, Hammer Pants, because their brand's built around 80s,
Trying
the
them
80s,
on.
I think,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
makes a lot of sense. That's real nice. All right, you can text us anytime, 780-218-9999. Let's get into your morning announcements for 100.3 The Bear, Edmonton's best rock. Major League Baseball playoffs yesterday. Did you catch any of it?
Caught a bit of it. I saw that the Mets were up in the Braves. Long
They let
faces
it.
in Milwaukee, and then oh boy, and that's with these series. I mean, very tight, and maybe now the worm turns in that. Wyshynski wins, but Royals, Tigers, Padres all off to the divisional round. Nice to see. I don't mind the Tigers getting in there. Tigers, Guardians. That'll be a good divisional
Guardians,
series.
yeah.
Kind of one of the Orioles Yankees type of thing. I like the divisional rivalries, that type of deal. But
That would have been fun.
Huss does it again.
Yeah, Huss continues to live his best life.
And Padres, I don't know, maybe not a big surprise there with the Braves, but now that sets up a Dodgers-Padres series, so bring them all on. I love it.
The Padres are my adopted team for the postseason. Real nice start. I was watching their game last night because, adopted playoff team. I have to dive into it. And they had the bases juiced in the first inning. None out. And they didn't cash anybody in. And I was like,
This is
like, what's happening? And then right away after that, I mean, they took care of business. Machado. It was
hot team.
I'd love to be down there in San Diego for a playoff game.
Petco, eh?
Yeah, it just looks amazing. It is America's
The
number one
vibes were
ballpark.
high.
That's what
The
they say.
vibes were high.
The Mets, though, looked like they were in a really good spot. They were leading 3-1, 3-2 most of the game. And then in the bottom of the 8th, a magical moment in Milwaukee for the Brew Crew. A solo shot followed by a 2-run shot. And the Brewers come from behind at home to force a critical Game 3 with a 5-3 win over the Mets.
That's baseball, baby.
Oh, playoff baseball.
That's baseball, baby.
Does it get any better? All right, so we're starting up this new segment with our partners at Coolbet with Trev and Zacticum, in which they're going to be competing in random events week to week. And I kind of set odds on it, and then they compete. We started with something very basic yesterday. Trev, before we play it, let's bring you in here. You're going to see a video of Trev and Zacticum going head-to-head in rock, paper, scissors. Zach was talking a big game. A little bit of ice cube came out of him there for a bit. But I'm also not sure he'd ever played rock, paper, scissors before.
That's kind of what I was thinking after the video.
Yeah.
While I was editing it, because, I was in the same, we were texting each other. He's like, oh, get ready, Trev. You're about to get destroyed. And I'm not going to lie, I was working. Like, I was nervous. I'm like, I don't want to lose in the first, in this first segment. So, I'm happy what I was able to do, and this was fun. I can't wait for what's next. So any nasties out there that have any ideas, feel free to just chime away. We're
sort
open.
of competitive
Anything.
things. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We decided to start with rock, paper, scissors. I think Glue Guy yesterday was like tic-tac-toe.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean,
That's a
tic-tac-toe
good
is
one.
a good one. Zach really wants the thumb war with those palmy, those wet hands he has all the time.
Clammy hands of
Real
his.
sticky.
Cold.
He's got the advantage right now. Yeah,
Zacticum's got really cold, clammy hands.
Yes, it doesn't make sense.
That's a tough one. Anyway, let's load this bad boy up. This is the odds couple. You're gonna see
Best
it on
of 7,
Coolbet
correct?
socials.
That's
It's a best of 7. We did the first one yesterday, and I'm very curious. Let us know what other competitions you'd like to see Zacticum and Trev go head to head in, because this is gonna be a lot of fun. Here's yesterday's first installment. Installment of the. Of course. Wait, Trev's gonna fix this. Hang on. Hang on. He knows what to do here. This is why he was Rookie of the Year. Let's load it up. Here we go. Like my computer.
Yeah.
I really want to watch this video.
Okay, 1 second. Bear with me here. I don't know what's...
Why would that video not play? It doesn't make any sense.
I think... Okay, wait. 1 sec.
Okay.
I think I got the solution.
Really?
But it'll take me like 20 seconds.
Okay, Trev's going to take 20 seconds to come
Pierre
up with a
Montenegro says slap fight or car jiu-jitsu.
Ooh,
We
slap
got the,
fight.
the Indian leg wrestling Viagra challenge. Sounds interesting. Staring contest would be good too.
Staring contest would be a good one. A best of 7 staring contest.
Yeah. Okay. Cornhole, yeah.
Jen has a good one. I like this type of thing. Who can make the best paper airplane in 2 minutes?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Okay, so 2 minutes, you make one, and then you have to
the whole
throw
bit.
it.
Yeah. Cereal eating in a vehicle while driving on the Henday.
Well, that's not safe.
A do not laugh contest.
Oh, that's funny.
That's not. Those are all right.
That'd be tough because sometimes I just look at Zacticum and
Jokes go back and forth while the
laugh. Yeah. Colbert says leg wrestling, Mando Joe. Ooh, Jocelyn, knuckles. My brother and I had nasty games of that.
Zach can ground and pound though. Hey, isn't he? He's a mixed martial artist.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu.
Hangman, Knuckles. Why did anybody play Knuckles back in the day? Remember Knuckles? Was Knuckles not like you just go like this and you hammer
We
each
played it
other's
with
knuckles?
like pesos, like those Mexican coins, and it was.
And then you just-
it was gruesome.
Oh, okay, so that was that the
Well, you would flip it around, and then it would spin,
Yeah,
and then you have to keep spinning it. If you're the one that doesn't make it to spin, you got to lay him down, and then the other person would go.
Yeah, why would we do that?
Because
That doesn't make any
we
sense.
were young.
Yeah, like kids nowadays aren't. But now they're eating Tide Pods and stuff, which I guess
Yeah, so it's
is a
same-
little
same
bit different. But kids nowadays, I have to think that's.
Dylan Eophase, his knuckles split one day, and it was.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah,
I
I
remember
don't
seeing
think
some
the guy
buddies
could
get
ever-
really badly banged up with that.
Couldn't hold a pen again.
God. Anyway, what's next? They've done the rock paper scissors. Sign guy Trev says tortilla face slapping contest. What's a tortilla face slapping contest? I heard Trev say that'd be fun.
I assume
You just use a tortilla and slap each other in the face.
it's slap.
But would it ever hurt so much that you're like, no, stop it, I'm out? Or are they just going to sit there and slap each other in the face with the tortilla for the rest of our days?
Joel's sick, wants to watch a good old card game of war.
A war, like war. Yeah, that was.
Half an hour long video.
What about tabletop football with a coin? Is that where you flip for the
Same type of thing with a little piece of paper, right? And you can do the field goal. Yeah,
one like
right,
that.
yeah.
I mean, that could be something that we could try as well. I mean, I think that would be pretty fun. Keep these suggestions rolling in. We're gonna try to do one every week, and I'm sure Zacticum will talk trash the entire time. You want to try one more time, Trev?
Okay. If this doesn't work,
You have no idea.
I have no idea what's going on.
All right, let's see.
So let's just hope and pray.
Let's see if it works. Here we go. All right, welcome to the first installment of the Odds Couple. We've got YouTube Trev in one corner. We got Zacticum Ice Cube in the other corner. They are going to be doing a best of 7 rock, paper, scissors. You were talking a pretty big game, so I've made you an actual minus 180 favorite. You're the underdog in this situation. Do you have any experience at best of 7 rock, paper, scissors?
Only best of 3, so this is...
He's never gone deep.
This is new
What about
territory.
you? Yeah. Once again, minus 180 favorite here. All right, it's the Odds Couple. Here we go. Rock, paper, scissors.
On shoot.
One at a time. I'll keep track. Here we go, boys.
On shoot.
One, rock, paper, scissors. On scissors you go.
Oh.
Okay?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Even.
Rock, paper, scissors.
1-0.
Rock, paper, scissors.
2-0.
Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors.
3-0. Looking for a
Rock, paper,
sweep.
scissors.
Oh, 3-1. 3-1. Hit Zach. There you go.
Rock, paper, scissors.
YouTube Trev wins. He's the champion in the first installment of the Odds Couple. What do you think?
Oh, this is unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That's the Odds Couple. This actor coming, Trev. That was fun. I thought that was a lot of fun. You spiced it up nicely too there, Trev. You spiced it up nicely too.
Like Zach throwing his hat.
He was distraught.
Zach is a very competitive dude. I love it. I love your celebration. Yeah. I love your celebration. Just start running like, oh my God, this is unbelievable.
Circle. I
right.
didn't know what to do with it.
So the rock, paper, scissors champion, as a you are. Now I know Wannick will say, well, technically he didn't play me.
Oh,
So who's really the rock, paper, scissors champion? But
you.
there you go. Congratulations. Smith TM says the Corey and Trevor of EST. It's not that far,
Man.
off, really. I mean,
Vapes, let's go.
You'd be surprised, but I've been told this before. Growing up, my whole life, I was always
You're always Trevor from
I was
Corey
always,
Trevor?
Yeah, Corey Trevor.
Yeah.
Growing up,
Smokes.
Smokes. Come on.
Yeah, come on, Smokes. No, that was a lot of fun. I look forward to doing the next one. This text in says, "Man, you two, Trev, look like the Oilers versus the Kings in the first round last year." Yeah, that's a good one. Hot dog eating contest. Oh, that's interesting.
Somebody said lingerie pillow fight.
Lingerie.
Stan the Jets fan.
Pillow fight.
Hey,
and I'm just Stan the Jets fan. What are you talking
May
about?
the best man win.
Best of 7. All right, we got a sports update we got to get to. Whale and the Wolf performs. The cave is. You boys ready in there? You ready?
What say you?
Yeah, we're ready. All right, so
Got a bit of a show too. Like it's
we're gonna try
no
it.
expense.
Maddie has set up some lights that only kind of flash, but we're gonna try to do that as well. Cave Street Pump Up song performed, produced, recorded by Whale and the Wolf. I don't know if I've ever been excited as I am right now. This is going to be a lot of fun. We'll get into the fan zone as well on the blue line again. We'll go there around 6:45 today, but right now let's get to an update for Nisku Glass with Lieutenant Eric.
The Oilers pumped by the Kraken out in Seattle 6-2 last night. Leon Draisaitl, Travis Dermott supplying the offense. Olivier Rodrigue stopping 18 of 24 shots faced. The Oilers round out the preseason tomorrow night in Vancouver. Regular season puck drop Wednesday at home to the Jets. Oil Kings hit the road for a pair tomorrow night in Brandon and Saturday in Regina. AJHL action from last night. Camrose win 3-2 on the road out in Lloyd. Action resumes tomorrow night with 5 games. Royals, Tigers, and Padres all advancing to the divisional round yesterday. Brewers evening their series with the Mets. Game 3 will go later today at 5:08. You can join me at the Central Casino Sports Bar Lounge this evening to kick off Week 5 in the NFL. It's the Falcons hosting the Bucks. Smoked brisket cheesesteaks on special and your next chance at an NFL jersey via the scoreboard. Elks and Riders Saturday at 5 from Commonwealth. The 2024 Elks Tailgate Chili Cook-Off. That'll take place at the tailgate 3 hours prior to kickoff. Elks 4 points back of the Lions for third in the West. Week 18 will kick off tomorrow night from Hamilton between the Ticats and Bombers. Golden Bears news and notes. The football team hosts UBC tomorrow from Footfield. Kickoff at 7. The hockey team will drop the puck on their regular season Friday night on the road against Grant McEwen. Nisku Glass is growing and now hiring. If you're a nasty that wants to work with other nasties and can cut glass and replace windshields, then we want to hear from you. Email your resume to info@niskuglass.ca or stop by our shop to apply today.
What say you? Hey, nasty crew. We got the Nielson Show flu. Well, there's nothing we can do about it. What say you? Hey, nasty crew. My wife thinks I got better things to do, but there's nothing I can do about it. We're tuning in on TuneIn, we're listening online. We catch up with the podcast when we fall behind. We're texting in the nasty chat, what's on our mind? 780-218-9999. No more interference from corporate interest. Just Dustin and Eric and all at the back end. Like Brzezinski and Noodles, Gazdic and Gazdic. Maybe just bump out a Coolbet to make a little wager. We can't wait for the Monday mandate. Sharky's always on time, Tommy's always late.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Forget about the old place. Hey, we were number 1 in the text race. We don't miss all the commercial breaks, but we sure miss Nickelback today. We wanna hear some hot takes and we wanna hear Renee. Why not hold the neck up when I wanna kiss away? Be just a tire fire and remember that name. We love every goal song, but what about the games? Macramella, Rapapo, Dragger, Engineer. It ain't Christmas season, but they sound like reindeer. But then there's my cousin and the tales of the north. All about them give a present, Dusty go on. What say you? AM Nasty crew. We got the Nielson Show flu. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it.
6:35 with the AM Nasty. Thank you very much for being here. Hammer the thumbs up if you're watching over on YouTube today. Luke Gazdic coming up just after 7 o'clock. I know he was. I mean, he's out east, but he was watching that game last night. We were talking a little bit about it. It's funny, American play-by-play guys using nicknames of the players as they're calling it.
Humanize them a bit more, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It's like Canadian hockey play-by-play guys would never do that in a million years.
This is professional.
Yeah.
Down there,
That's
it's
the thing.
like,
Down
and he's
there,
got
it's
a
like-
dog named Spot.
Yeah, it's interesting. Luke and I were texting about that a little bit. Mike D suggesting 1v1 dodgeball. For now, Trev, you play dodgeball all the time. I mean, I don't like Zach's
Odds
chances on that one. You know what I don't mind the idea of is hide and seek, but in the office. So one of you has to wait outside. The other person gets 5 minutes to hide in the office. There's not a lot of places to hide in the office, but it would be a matter of like, could you hide for 20 seconds without the other person finding you?
Open it to the building. And Zach wandering into some of the other.
But I don't know if that.
Hello,
the
do you mind
counselor
if
lady is like,
hi.
Zach's buried underneath the couch.
goes under
the
the desk.
Sorry, I have to hide here.
Snooping away.
Do you mind
Trev,
if I
what
sit
do you
here?
think of hide and seek just in our office?
Oh, that would be fun. That would be really fun. I like hide and seek. We could have some fun with that.
I would think somebody would probably get found in like 12 seconds. The other person get found in 15 seconds. Like I think it would come down to, I'd probably hide in the farthest place away from the front door. That'd probably be my strategy.
Growing up, I was pretty small. Like I didn't hit puberty till I was in grade 12. So like I was like a late bloomer, and it sucked. But like the one thing it was always like nice was when the friends were like, "Hey, let's play hide and go seek." I was like, "Yes," because it was the one thing I was good at.
This is my moment. This is my time.
And I remember one time I was playing hide and seek at like a family event with all the kids, and I hid for like 5 hours. And my family thought I was missing. Like they thought I was gone, and I wasn't. And I came out of nowhere, and I was like, "Did I win?" And they're like, "Yeah, you won like 4 hours ago." So I like hide and seek. I'd be game for this.
Wow.
You could contort in one of those cabinets.
I all of a sudden think you're a minus 150 favorite. I think so. All right, more with the odds couple coming in the future. All right, so we've been joking about this since the old place. The boys doing the Cavis Reed pump up song, Whale and the Wolf. They've got a show coming up. Bring up the details on that. But we've been talking about those guys recording the song. We've watched them do it outside Commonwealth at an Elks game.
That was
terrific.
Yeah.
And they've stepped into the studio now and recorded the Cavis Reed pump up song from Whale and the Wolf. So we'll have more details on their show coming up after we debut this song. So all right, I'm going to try to step on this. Let me hit that now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is the radio premiere of Whale and the Wolf, Cavis Reed pump up song.
I can remember back being an 11-year-old kid, about 75 pounds on the basketball court against the neighborhood bully, kicking his behind left, right, and center.
I call you when I need you, my heart's on fire.
When it was all said and done, he was a little upset, so he punched me in the mouth.
You come to me, wild and wild.
My uncles were over on the side, observing, talking amongst themselves, adult things.
Come to me, give me it.
When he punched me in my mouth, I decided I'm running to my uncle. You know what he did? He pushed me back to him. I went back and he punched me in my mouth again. I ran to my uncle, looking for protection. Needed Big Brother to protect me. He pushed me back again. And you know what I did? I faced him in the eyes and I said, my uncle's not going to help me. And I punched him in the face. Then I looked him in the eye and I said, then what? Now what? Now what? Now what are you going to do?
You're simply the best.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Awesome.
Wow.
That was terrific, boys.
Word for word, emotion for emotion. It's like you're in the locker room right now, hey?
Yeah,
It feels like
God, Lucas just absolutely nails it.
And the what's they use, a nice touch in the background as well. What do you say?
Yeah.
Sprinkled in.
Yeah, just
not,
mix
not
in,
needed, but I mean
boys.
it's a nice remix.
Well done, boys.
Yeah.
I mean, I absolutely love it. That's well done. When are they playing next? What are the details on the show?
So Jedfest, GED Fest, Gord Edgar Downey Fest. That will be October 19th, Saturday night. So no real excuses. I mean, nobody likes a weekday gig. But this one's on Saturday.
Yeah.
Midway Music Hall. I know T-Mac, the rugby guy,
baby,
manning the doors at that place. So it is a nasty place. If you know, you know. The thing about this, and it goes to annual show. It's usually held in Calgary. Dated around the date of Gord Downey's passing, of course, frontman of the Tragically Hip. But it's expanded to Edmonton this year.
Beautiful.
It's not really a contest, but it kind of is a contest to beat Calgary. So, I mean, if we should probably show
Let's
up.
do that.
It's one of those things you can beat Calgary in the process. But Midway Music Hall, Saturday, October 19th. Proceeds from ticket sales to the Ben Stelter Foundation and the Alberta Cancer Foundation. The boys, obviously, from Whale and the Wolf will be there. And Tragically Hip tribute band, Hypnotical, will also be playing. So I'm sure that song will get, ripped. Even if they don't have it on their set list, we get enough people out there.
There's enough nasties out there who start chanting like Davis.
Oh, hell
Davis.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Davis.
So, tickets $50, midwaymusichall.com. VIP packages as well, info at gedfest.ca. Doors at 6, show at 7. Should be a great night. Once again, Saturday, no real excuse. So, October 19th.
There's a new hip documentary out. I heard Mark and Corey talking about the MCTV podcast.
Yeah.
So if you're a hip fan, I'm sure you already know about that.
Whale and Wolf Boys, big fans of the hip. So
all right.
This is a big one for
that's
them.
good. Whale and the Wolf is in the nasty chat this morning. It says, thanks for letting us perform. Now kill that strobe light, Dusty. It's hard to eat Trev's test chili in here with this strobe cooking. I thought the strobe light actually worked pretty good. It took a while, but then it sort of kicked in.
Hey,
it was
credit to Matt Iwanek.
Yeah, he plugged it in.
He sent the text last night saying good morning.
Yeah.
Assuming we'd both be tucked away in bed.
Well, but he sent it to the whole group.
Yeah.
So I think he was identifying us as the morning boys in the group chat. That's what I wondered, too, because he sent, we were all texting about.
It was an odd text.
All 10 of us were texting about Josh Brown last night. And, Maddie slid in out of nowhere and was like, let's see here. Yeah, the last text of the group was, morning, boys. I think he meant, morning, boys. I attempted to set up the light.
Oh, morning boys.
Yeah, referring to us as the morning boys. Which has never happened ever.
No,
to us. We've never been referred to as the morning boys.
That's why I took it the other way, but good job, Maddie, on the lighting.
That was a little bit
Maybe he'll roadie someday.
Maybe he will. Yeah, look, it's coming up. It's just live. I was a little bit behind on YouTube. That strobe light's going pretty hard.
Not bad at all, yeah.
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 Oh, no, I like it. That's a good fit. Well, definitely, we're going to hit this again. It's 100% your sound of the day. We'll probably get to it in an hour.
Well, Gordo says song of the year.
Well,
he's already handing over an Esty for this. Overdone, he says.
Think about this. And if we're only, what's today? October. We're a month into the next SD category. Who knows what's going to pop up song-wise between now and the Esties next year.
Put it on the shared document.
We've already got All Gas, No Brakes and the Whale and the Wolf Cave Street Pump-Up song remake. Come on. Either one of those could gladly walk away with an Esty next year. I got a lot of time for the boys performing that song at the Esties next year.
That's already a crowded field.
My God. We're going to sell tickets to the roof. We're going to have to expand to a bigger theater.
Georgia Satellite chimes in. The boys do that to celebrate my Kerfloat Championship. Thanks, boys. Go Possum.
Cave Street Fantasy Football League of Adult Things. Probably. We're going to get into the fan zone and talk Blue Line in a second. But I pulled another trade off in the Spite League. I know people are very intrigued by my journey to try to spite win a championship.
Well, you got the world behind you now.
I do.
The story captured the imagination of a lot of people who have been screwed in their own leagues, and now it's kind of, you have this groundswell of support.
So I had a pretty deep roster, even with them taking away a first-round pick, unjustifiably so, the Nefarious Nine voting against me getting best player available and essentially stabbing me in the back with 9 mid-sized knives. Anyway, yesterday, as I continued to put together the greatest fantasy team in 16-team league history, I trade, and this is a guy I've wanted to get my hands on for a long time. A long time. Not only is he a fantasy stud, not only is he just 22 years old, and this is a keeper league, my friends.
It's his head and the heart.
But he is a Detroit Lion. I landed Jahmyr Gibbs yesterday in this league. I already have Bijan Robinson and Derrick Henry. What? Yeah. That's it.
The rich get richer. Hey,
I had text messages rolling in this league. One guy texted me yesterday and goes, there's a loud, what did he say yesterday? Because the commish who led the way and screwing me over lives in Fort Sask. One of the guys who voted for me to get my first round pick says there's an earthquake in Fort Sask tonight. Commish is stomping. Good trade. Potsy, who also, Potts' grill out in Fort Sask. He texted me yesterday, the classic congratulations on winning the league. So I'm already getting those, which is nice. Tied for number 1 in the power rankings right now with, if you can believe it, of all things, Matthew Iwanek. If Matthew Iwanek ruins my Spite championship,
look out.
I don't even know what I'm going to do.
He's winning Dunias, setting up strobe lights. Guy's on fire.
I traded, and these guys weren't starting for me. It's only 1 quarterback league. I have Jaden Daniels, so I was like, whatever. I traded Anthony Richardson, who I'm not sure can stay healthy and hasn't been throwing the ball well anyway this year. I traded Anthony Richardson, T. Higgins, who hasn't started for me once this year. I have Debo on my bench, so I didn't necessarily need T. Higgins. So I traded Anthony Richardson, T. Higgins. This one was a little bit tough. I did trade local boy Chuba Hubbard.
Okay.
Had a great start, but Jonathan Brooks, who they drafted, is coming off IR. And I think Chuba, this was a sell high opportunity on Chuba Hubbard. So I traded Chuba, who's been great for me the last couple of weeks. In a classic plot twist scenario, I have Jonathan Brooks coming off IR. So I felt pretty good about that.
Get all the cards.
So I traded Anthony Richardson, T. Higgins, Chuba Hubbard, a 4th round pick next year. And I got Jahmyr Gibbs. Finally, I've been trying to get him for years. Jahmyr Gibbs. I took Aaron Rodgers to be my backup quarterback the rest of the way. Don't necessarily want him to be a part of my Spite championship. I might trade him for somebody else along the way. And then I got a draft pick back as well. So now my starting lineup in this league, when everybody's good to go, Jaden Daniels, Derrick Henry, Bijan Robinson, CeeDee Lamb, Neighbors, Kelsey or Brock Bowers, and then I guess Jahmyr Gibbs in my flex with Debo and Shakir and Wicks all on the bench. And this is it. I gotta Spite win this league. I think I'm gonna do it.
Adam in the Paris Jewelers inbox. Hey guys, I'm kind of on the side of the nefarious 9. They were right.
Who said this?
Adam, Paris Jewelers inbox.
Well, they're right. Don't even get me started today. Adam, are you serious right now? You must be doing some sort of funny joke. This must be a funny bit.
There was no, had no haha or lol or.
No, it's got to be a troll text, and I think it's.
Do you know this, Adam? Hilarious. Is this an inside? Is somebody putting him up to this? Is this kind of a?
I don't. He must not play fantasy football, I guess. There's no way you can side with those guys.
Jeffy, do you have 10 guys on your bench? Yeesh.
We go wide. So it's a 16-team league, 9 people on the bench. Like the waiver wire is basically non-existent in this thing.
Yeah. So I mean, you got to.
I mean, the team that I've built could win a championship in a 10-team league. Injuries could throw anybody off in any fantasy. That's probably what happened with you this year in your fantasy.
Don't get me started.
What did happen with that?
Well, Cody Fajardo got hurt.
See, injuries. That's what I'm talking about.
He was rolling.
He was rolling to start the year. That's a tough one.
Then I had to play Caleros during his downtime. If I had Caleros present day, I'd be rolling.
This could come down to Iwanek.
Thanks for opening the wound.
Sorry, man. I shouldn't even have done that. This could come down to Iwanek and I. Iwanek's never won this league.
You cannot let him win this. I'm not saying you would let him, but you understand what I'm saying here. He's already, the Dunya's already.
Oh, I know.
He's like a gusher, And, but this can't happen. Especially with the Nefarious 9 storyline behind it all. To let Iwanek get a win? You can't let it happen.
I can't let it
you
happen.
now have to collude almost.
Oh my God!
You have to start your own Nefarious 9
I have to collude with the Nefarious 9.
Or somebody. Make your own stable of willing participants.
Anyway, we'll see. The Spite Championship would be the greatest championship of all of my fantasy championships over the last 25 years that I've been playing fantasy.
Adam is back in. I just want fair, unbiased journalism.
Oh, Adam, please. But you know what? There should be a documentary about what happened.
A 30 for 30. A 15 for 50.
I want the pilot that was flying my plane to be on the documentary and be like, look, I got him up in the air in more than enough time.
Who did he know?
I got him up. Yeah,
how much did he make on that day? Probably a little more.
Let me guess. Commish Kixie paid him $50.
Cash under the...
Said, don't activate the Wi-Fi until after I say so.
He's got the switch there.
Unbelievable.
Do it.
Amishman19 says, guys, Iwanek winning this league would be hilarious. It would be devastating.
Be hilarious, but
it would be devastating.
Again, you got to think of us here. It's
that would be
a whole year.
That would be tough. All right, 780-218-9999 is where you can get in. Eggs texting and says, you have that team in a 16-team league? All praise the spite champ.
Praise the spite champ.
Praise the spite champ. No, it's a long way to go. Look, it's a long way to go. Can't get too far ahead of myself.
Working with, do you know?
He's got a good roster.
Yeah, just so we can kind of get that idea.
You know
in our
what's
mind
crazy is that the guy that I made this trade with, before the trade was made, I'm playing him this week, which would be the ultimate. I could be on here Monday just devastated.
Tap dancing there.
Anyway, I was originally predicted to beat this guy this week by like 112 to 40. Now I'm projected to beat him 112 to 76. So I should beat him this week. But Maddie's got a good team. He's also 3-1.
He said, I had the strongest draft, and I won the championship. So is he kind of strong as well here?
Here's what Maddie's bringing to the table as my competition. Joe Burrow, Aaron Jones, who he took with the very pick after my pick got taken away, and I was going to take Aaron Jones. Everybody knows it.
Yeah.
He's got Aaron Jones and Devin Singletary. This week, he's starting Tolbert at wide receiver, Jaden Reed, Gasicki's his tight end, Zach Moss is his flex. On his bench, he does have Cooper Kupp, who's out. St. Brown's on a bye week. So, I mean, it's just a solid team. Oh, he's got Devontae Smith as well. He's got a solid team. I think my team's better, but he's got a good team. We'll see how this sorts out. Let's move on. We don't want to spend too much time on this. I mean, I could do 3 hours on this, but we got to get into the fan zone.
You need to beat Matt.
It's time to get in to. Thank you for having my back on this one.
Well, this is now. I mean, we all have to join hands now. This is. Well,
I looked at rest of season rankings, which you can find like at Fantasy Pros and stuff. I have 3 of the top 6 running backs in the entire NFL. This is a 16-team league.
Also, injuries be damned. Well,
that's the thing. If injury, but I have the depth.
You got the depth,
right? You got to get that depth. I like where my depth's at right now. All right, let's get into the fan zone for fans first. By fans, for fans, no fees. Get your tickets all season long for the Oilers. Save yourself a few bucks. People who used the service last year absolutely loved it, and we know there were a lot of you using it last year because Fans First was very pleased with the partnership. So
the few bucks you save, get a hot dog.
Well, maybe.
A Dasani.
Maybe you can't afford the hot dog. www.fansfirst.ca. Operator Rich says, guys, any chance we could talk about a real life league? That's exactly what we're going to do.
Wow.
We're going to talk it. Well, kind of. We're going to talk preseason. Don't technically know if I would describe it as real life.
I think fantasy is more real life than preseason. You're talking about regular season games. At least.
Well, that's true.
You're tabulating regular season stats.
What's better, regular season NFL fantasy or NHL preseason? That's a conversation that could go on for hours.
Preseason doesn't matter.
The boys should do an afternoon debate on the Reed Wilkins Show.
Yeah.
Great segment. I think it's okay, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's okay, even though it's preseason. I don't ever think you should get too hyped up about guys having excellent preseasons because the level of competition is not a regular season competition level. But on the other side, I do think it's okay to be concerned if guys that you already had as question marks don't necessarily play well in the preseason, and then things are going to get wrapped up in the regular season.
Against perhaps lesser competition as well. In some of these games.
Like, this is what I mean. Like, the Oilers back end of the blue line right now, Emberson has been okay-ish. Like, there's been nothing that I've seen that I've gone, oh, yeah, lock this guy in next to Darnell. There's like, I don't know. Trev, have you seen this from Ember? He's been fine. He's been fine. But he's played 30 games in the National Hockey League, and we're going to slot this guy into the top 4 in a championship contender? That doesn't even seem fair to the guy. And then you've got, they need to do a 30.
Is it fair to Emberson or Nurse? Slotting the two of them next to each other.
You know what?
There's an argument there.
On the fans, though. But they should do a 30 and 30 on the Josh Brown 3-year contract. That had to have been a favor to somebody.
Farius 9 probably had something to do with it.
Well, I wouldn't put it past them. Nope. Dermott, I said last night, they have to give him a contract. Not that he's lit the world on fire. He was minus whatever. What the bot, like last night, Bouchard and Ekholm, as you expect, those guys are going to be fine every single night. Some nights are going to be absolutely bloody brilliant. But the rest of the blue line last night was very... I think it's okay to be a little bit concerned about it.
Yeah. Fair, absolutely. You could make a case, too, that Travis Dermott maybe mirrors the skill set of a couple other guys back there, and you look at Josh Brown. I'm not saying this is true and this is right, but you make the case that he's different in terms of size, and we've been talking. That's why he's here. He's here to beat up people and be a big guy on the... But again, if you can't play, you can't play. But sure, Dermott has been playing his way. He should earn a deal here.
Dermott should get a contract.
Absolutely. And again, the Ben Gleason, I don't think we've seen the last of him, maybe, with the personnel you see today. Perhaps it'll be very interesting to see how this all settles out and when it actually settles out, because you can probably expect a few things will be moved around here or there as this kind of continues. But again, it's who they acquire and when they acquire them. That's kind of what we're waiting for. But good to see Darnell Nurse back.
John is in and says, guys, you were going to slot Emberson into the top 4 after 30 games. What was everyone's plans for Broberg? Okay, no, let's have this conversation. It's fair. It's a great point. Plus, you know what this is? It's a fan zone. So we're gonna get to, all of your comments. If you just your general thoughts on where the blue line is at right now. That's what I want to hear. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Okay? Now, Broberg, over a series of years, has played 81 games in the National
Would you
Hockey
rather
League.
have Broberg or Emberson?
I mean, outside of the 4.5 that you're playing Broberg, I would 100% rather have Philip Broberg. And even probably at
money
that
aside.
rate. I mean,
Yeah.
Philip Broberg is a top 10 draft pick that you developed for 5 years. Emberson was claimed off of waivers this time last year. Like, how can I don't think it's a comparison, but I understand. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I get all that.
I understand what you're saying. But they've come on different paths. They've worked their way up in different organizations. One guy was legitimately taken off a scrap heap 12 months ago as a waiver wire claim. I don't know. I'll say it right now. The Oilers are going to desperately miss Cody Ceci until there's some sort of acquisition made on the back end.
In the room and on the ice.
Well, they did like him.
They loved him. Have we considered playing 4 forwards all the time? Works on the PP. The fan zone from Rip City Step. And it's the fan zone. It's the fan zone.
Anything goes.
I love Rip City Step's thinking here. Well, why not? Outscore him.
That's it. The Oilers have decided, because then you could just run Ekholm, Bouchard, and Nurse as your 3 defensemen. And then you're rolling 4 forwards.
Hockey or football, you got 4-3 defense, 3-4. I mean, you got personnel out there, different situations and everything. Why does it have to be so static?
I'd like to see them try it for one game. I know it'll never happen. Just a joke. Yeah, I could have done it in the preseason. Just to see. Maybe it's different. Change the game, man.
Yes.
When was the last time hockey had some sort of drastic strategic change?
And it can only be that when it's defensive, right? It has to be boring. It has to be trap. It has to be that type of thing. Do it the other way. Send them all out there. 8-6 games. Let's go.
Quaddy's in and says 34 goals against in 7 games. Ouch. Some top players in a bunch of those games as well. Like the Oilers last night. Who in their lineup? They had Philp and Kajula were playing instead of Podkolzin and Perry.
Olivier Rodrigue.
Rodrigue was in that.
I'll say it.
And on the back end, I mean, I'd have Stetcher in the lineup, and Emberson, I guess, will be in the lineup. Anyway, I don't know, man. I don't think it's too early to be like, what's up with the blue line right now?
But what's your level? I guess I think we're
level of concern on a scale of 1 to 10?
we all know that there is. We can all agree. Trev looked you in the eyes and said it, albeit with a softer voice, that he was confident. But you know what I'm saying. There's a bit of wiggle room there. So where are we at on a level? Yeah, let's say 1 to 10. I don't know if you want to do a temperature grade or a letter grade.
Let's do 1 to 10. Level of concern
10
about
being
the blue
most
line
concerned
right now.
and 1 being
10.
least concerned.
I'd say heading into the preseason, I was at a 4. I'm at a 6 now.
I'll say 7.
Whoa.
Well,
Trev, what about you, buddy? 1 to 10, Oilers blue line, concerning level.
Yeah, like I thought it was going to be a concern. Like I was concerned about it all summer long.
Yeah. You lost sleep.
Yeah, I did. So like going into this, I knew they weren't going to be like crazy good defensively. I was probably at a 6 or 7.
Okay.
And I'm probably right about at a 6 or 7.
Okay,
like
so
this
it
is
hasn't changed.
exactly
Yeah.
what I've expected.
Because you were already very nervous.
Yeah.
about it. Okay. All right, well, we'll get into it with Gazdic. He's going to join us coming up from Sportsnet. That is on the other side of 7 o'clock here. If you missed the Whale and the Wolf Cave-Free Pump-Up song, we're going to get into that coming up here as well. Again, it was terrific. Very well done by the boys at Whale and the Wolf. Let's get to a sports update right now for Green Plan. More fan zone messages rolling in.
Some funny tweets on the at YEG Sports Talk. Follow us on Twitter. It's a great account.
Okay.
It's all humming around. The Whale and the Wolf boys are all
good.
all
Good.
over
Let's
today.
get that going then today. That's excellent. All right, Luke Gazdic on the other side for Pro-Am Sports. Let's get to an update for Green Plan right now.
6-2 your final out in Seattle last night as the Oilers fall to the Kraken. Leon Draisaitl and Travis Dermott supplying the goals. Olivier Rodrigue stopping 18 of 24 shots faced. Oilers will have their annual pickleball tournament today before rounding out the preseason tomorrow night in Vancouver. Regular season puck drop Wednesday at home to the Winnipeg Jets. Oil Kings are on the road for a pair tomorrow night in Brandon and Saturday in Regina. AJHL action from last night. Camrose winning on the road 3-2 in Lloyd. Action resumes tomorrow night with 5 games. The Brewers evening their series with the Mets last night. Game 3 will go later today at 5:08. Royals, Tigers, and Padres all advancing to the divisional round. Join me tonight at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge as we kick off Week 5 when the Falcons host the Buccaneers. Smoked brisket cheesesteaks on special, and your next chance at some NFL merch via the Squareboard. The Elks 2024 Tailgate Chili Cook-Off will take place Saturday in the tailgate prior to the Rough Riders visiting the Elks at 5. The Elks sit 4 points back of the Lions for third spot in the West. Week 18 will kick off tomorrow from Hamilton between the Ticats and Bombers. Golden Bears football welcoming UBC tomorrow from Footfield. Kickoff at 7. While puck drop to the Golden Bears hockey season will go tomorrow night on the road against Grant McEwen. Sports Update brought to you by Green Plan, providing you with award-winning environmental planning and consulting services, whether it's municipal, industrial, or residential. Plan it right with Green Plan. Visit green-plan.com or give them a call, 780-455-4292.
The Nielson Show, featuring Lieutenant Eric.
Changing 100.
Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
All right, 7:04 on Edmonton Sports Talk. Thank you very much for being here. The key word for the EST flyaway to LA. Yes, a trip to Los Angeles. You're going to get tickets to the Clippers and Warriors. You're going to get tickets to the Cardinals and Rams. And you're going to get tickets to watch Edmonton take on one of the Kings of the Ducks. Awesome trip. We'll give you the key word in about 20 minutes time right here on EST. You'll have a chance to qualify on the Hangout later on today on EST Afternoons with Hernan Salas and Joaquin Gage, and from 3 to 6 today with the Reed Wilkins Show with Glue Guy riding shotgun there. So be ready for that. That's coming up. Get those texting fingers locked and loaded. I got beef just after 7:30 today. Jake from Coolbet's going to pop by around 7:45 this morning as well. The Nielsen Show is presented to you by Southfort Chevrolet. We will be at Southfort Chevrolet from 6 in the morning till 6 at night. Tomorrow, food, drinks, giveaways, exclusive sales, Oktoberfest vibes all day long. Drive a little, save a lot with the team at Southfort Chev. Come on out and join us. Check out the family-friendly team that Daniel's built at Southfort Chev. Tell them we sent you. They're going to give you $1,000 credit, bonus credit on your trade-in vehicle. So that is nice to see. This is also nice to see. Presented by Pro-Am Sports, our hockey insider Luke Gazdic today. Pro-Am locally owned sports memorabilia and apparel specialists. They have upcoming private signings with legendary tough guy Marty McSorley and the Nuge. More to be announced here in the near future too. Located in Edmonton at the corner of St. Albert Trail, 120th Ave. Online at proamsports.ca. And it's the guest of the year as voted on by the AM Nasties. He wins the SD. We got to ship it out to him. Welcome back, guest of the year. No big deal. Luke Gazdic, how are you?
Good, fellas. How we doing? That's awesome, by the way. I wasn't kidding. In my acceptance video, 2 years in a row in junior, I won most improved player. I didn't know you could win back-to-back, but I haven't run too many awards in my day. So I really appreciate it, boys. All the listeners, that's just awesome stuff. It's great to be back.
Do you think you're the only player ever to win most improved in back-to-back years? I love that story. That's great.
Didn't think it was possible. We all started dying at the banquet too, because I was like, man, I must have been really bad when I first got here.
I see that SD on his shelf in between the two, right?
Like just the two most improved players
thing.
And the SD from Edmonton Sports Talk. No, it was that was good. We were just talking the Oilers between these last two preseason games. They're having their pickleball tournament. Last year, Holloway and Broberg, in a weird twist, ended up winning it together. Have you played pickleball ever, Luke? Are you a pickleball guy?
You know what, boys? I love racket sports. I used to be a big squash guy, but 4 shoulder surgeries throughout the career, and I got a really bad right one. So the racket sport, I'm a guy that just stands around and watches them now. I can't play too many anymore. It's disappointing.
Totally not weird to go to a pickleball court and just stand there and watch all the time.
Switch hit, you know.
That would be pretty funny. I like that.
More of that stuff.
Luke, coming up with Sportsnet this year, you're going to be pretty busy once again. They got you putting you to work on the panel and stuff.
Yeah, I'm back on the network. So Wednesday night is the big night for them. Obviously, Mondays changed hands, so that was one of my shows. I'm on the Wednesday night panel. A lot of regionals too again, so I'll be doing a lot of Oilers, Flames, Canucks regionals, and then the occasional Saturday nights. Hopefully, sneak a couple of those in there. But you're going to see me all over the network. I'm excited, man. Honestly, this was like, for the last couple of years, I feel like it was something I don't want to say doing part time or just kind of in and out. But when the playoffs hit last year, we really went on a roll there, and this is like what I'm doing now, right? I'm kind of putting the podcast down as well. Like I don't have a ton of time to manage everything. So it's exciting though, man. I'm loving the TV stuff. Get to sit there and watch hockey for a living, man. It's not a bad gig.
Tough gig. Yeah.
If you're not playing pickleball, you got to be doing that career in the rearview mirror.
4 shoulder surgeries don't stop you from sitting there watching hockey and talking about it. So that's good to see. Oilers and Kraken last night, preseason action. Any takeaways from what we saw last night in a loss to Seattle?
Okay, I have a bit of a takeaway on the flip side. Seattle might be a bit of a sleeper team in the West. I just don't know about the goaltending. Like if Grubauer wants to play that way he did last night, every single game, they're going to have a hockey team. To be honest, I thought they played well enough to win. It was one of those games you hate going after goaltenders, but Rodrigue, 3 straight shots. Right. All that 3 goals. Tough. I think the Montour, the Shane Wright, and then the 6th one coming down the right side. Like those are all straight shots. You just need some help there. He's a good young kid, good young goaltender, but you just need a bit more from him last night because I actually thought the forwards were rolling. Like they were buzzing, man. They had some good offensive zone time. It's nice to see some of not the young guys, the new guys getting mixed around. Like Arvidsson, I think has been pretty good. Skinner's finding his feet, but I mean, I thought all in all, they looked pretty good last night.
Well, I think last night was
too long.
Yeah, exactly. I think Draisaitl, Arvidsson, and Skinner starting to show a little bit something there. How long do you think it takes for those 3 guys to really click, having all 3 of them playing together for the first time?
I mean, boys, that was probably my next thing I was going to say is that this stuff takes time. And that's why the preseason's tough, man. Like now there's all this debate coming in about how long it should actually be. There's guys on the bubble, but it's for your vets, right? It's mostly for your team guys to get going, get buzzing. But for 2-3 guys that have never played before, except for a couple of weeks of skating around before training camp and playing against each other in the league, it's going to take some time. Hopefully for these guys, not too long, because honestly, it looks like Drat and RV have a little bit of chemistry going already. Like you can already see Arvidsson in that kind of middle bumper zone. Leon's finding him everywhere. And I think it'll just be getting reps and getting games.
Well, Luke, and you mentioned, and we talk about preseason, it doesn't matter, but it does matter to a few guys. And Travis Dermott, I think, is one that's, showing up here on the PTO on the blue line. And I'm sure we'll have a few questions about the defense to get answered from you. But is he just a product of his surroundings right now, or are you really kind of seeing him, bring something to the table which justifies his play and makes the Oilers say, hey, yeah, we could use you? Because right now, I mean, you're looking at that blue line group, and there's a lot of grumblings and moanings and, concerned eyes and raised eyebrows. So, talk to me about Travis Dermott, a guy benefiting from his surroundings currently, or just kind of, finding another aspect of his game here and another opportunity on a PTO?
Yeah, good question. Because I made that note last night about Dermott is that he's playing really smart. The one thing I saw him do is every time he's on the ice, if he sees McDavid, he's getting the puck. That is
not a bad idea.
Why not? Right? You're in your own zone. You're looking for 29. You're looking for 97. He makes a great first pass. One thing that that he does, which is such an underrated skill in hockey, especially in the NHL, is getting shots through from the point. And it's such a small thing, but forwards work so hard down low, especially on a cycle. They go low to high, only to see your defenseman get it blocked by a guy's shin pad or, fumble it. Dermy, every time at the point, it's on his stick, it's taking a step, and it's a good shot on net. I thought he's played some good, solid hockey, man. It's not easy to come in on a PTO. I only did it once in my career. It was at the end in Anaheim. I came very close to doing it before, but even being around a lot of guys, I ended up in San Diego and on a PTO until almost Christmas, which is terrifying, right? Because you work the whole summer, man. You're around all these guys at your gym that they're on 6 and 4-year deals. And here you are going to training camp and you are a 10-second conversation away from getting sent home and getting basically your life cut from under you or your job. And it's so good on him, man, because it's not easy to come in and prove yourself in a camp of 60 people and however many defensemen back there.
Man, so you were on a PTO all the way to December in the American League?
Yeah, I just kept re-signing PTO. So I did a training camp PTO. Did a training camp PTO with Anaheim. They said go down to San Diego. So I did a training camp PTO with San Diego to start the season. I did a PTO, and then all the way till basically Christmas. They were just like, hey, do you want to get off this thing? We can sign you to an SBC for the rest of the year. And I was just like, yes, sure. That sounds amazing. Please get me off this PTO. I'm sitting there in November in Southern California being like, I'm one meeting with the coach away from having to trek back to Toronto. So yes, I would love that SPC, but PTOs are no joke, man. And you know what? Like I said, good on Dermy for coming in and proving that he belongs here.
Yeah, I think they got to give him a deal. I mean, with some of the other guys on the back end right now,
he's played well enough. He's played well enough for sure. I think to earn and be like a 7. I think he could even play in their top 6.
Me
Put
too.
him on the offside. I know you wanted to get into the D. I haven't loved Nursey and Emberson. I don't want to say I haven't loved Emberson, but I think it's going to take some time to get his footing too. I think I like Dermy with Nursey and Emberson on the third with Kulak.
Yeah, you could put Emberson with Kulak, right? And then you could have Stetcher mixed in there. And I don't know what you do with Brown
Stetch,
technically, but
Stetch has played well enough too, man. I think that's a good thing to have, a plus on your right side, but I think they still need some work on it, right?
And you mentioned the Kraken off the top. So let's go they didn't mess around in the offseason. They brought in Chandler Stevenson. They brought in Montour on the back end. They're going to elevate. Shane Wright looked good last night. They've been patient with him. Maybe he steps up as well. We haven't talked about it. You never talk about Seattle much in the offseason here in Edmonton, but I kind of agree with you. They tried to take some steps to move in the right direction. I'll give them credit for that.
100%. And I love teams that take swings. I love teams that go out and sign the big contract that everyone, at the end of the day is saying these are the worst signed contracts, which Montour and Stevenson, you're looking when people are judging them and they're saying they gave way too much for the value of this player. I love Chandler Stevenson as a player. 2-time Cup champ. Are you kidding me? You bring in Montour on your back end. They have a number of young, skilled forwards and a coach in Dan Bylsma who just had some crazy American League success coming fresh off it. So he had a bit of a reset in the American League, right? Goes from the NHL down, has to figure some things out. But when you're looking at, especially the Pacific, Anaheim's going to struggle. San Jose is going to struggle. You never know what Calgary's flying through the preseason, but you never know. I just think, man, with some good coaching and a little bit of goaltending, that's going to be a tough team to play against. I actually think so.
You just laid out the division. What's the level of importance in your opinion for the Oilers to actually like win the division, maybe win the West in the regular season and have home ice all the way through the playoffs? Does it matter to you on a significant level, or it would just sort of be nice?
Me, it's more of a mental thing. And for them, it's like walking around with the confidence after like that, skating around like, you won your division, you won your conference, you set that best record, whatever it was. It's going to be a battle to get there, right? It's 82 long games. Like, I'm watching them in preseason last night, and it feels like we were just in Florida a couple months ago, right? And we got 82 of these games left. So it would be huge for them to win it. I think that should be their goal. I think, Knoblauch likes to break it down into blocks. I think he's a segment guy. I think he was in eight games, 6 games. I've had coaches over the years that love to do that, and sometimes it hits and sometimes it doesn't. I've had coaches where you're like breaking it down into 7-game series throughout the whole season, and if you win the series, you get rewarded for them and this and that. But take these things a week at a time, and that should be their goal, though, is winning the Pacific for sure.
2024 Estes winner Luke Gazdic from Sportsnet joining us this morning, brought to you by Pro-Am Sports. I want to get your thoughts. We've gone around the horn here with guests and in-house as well, talking about the NHL preseason. Of course, the laundry list of injuries to stars, rookies, and all that. If Luke Gazdic was running the league, if Luke Gazdic had a say in how this whole thing was developed and moved forward, the preseason to you, too much, too little, just right? How would you go about kind of morphing that? Because again, you're a guy that's gone in, you mentioned the PTOs. The preseason does mean different things for different players at certain times in their careers. So how would you go about kind of making this and so that everybody's kind of happy, the fans, the players, and of course the coffers of the teams, more importantly?
It's very well said, too. The preseason means different things for different players in different parts of their career. It really does. And that's kind of why I'm a little biased to a longer preseason. But right now, it's too long. Like, it's such a grind. 8 games I think it's 8 games for all teams. I was going to say most teams, but I heard bringing it down to 4. I think that's too short. I was thinking last night on the couch watching this game that I think 5 would be nice. I think you get a split squad game off the top, like they do with Calgary and Edmonton. There are a certain amount of players in the organization that I feel like at that time have earned an NHL preseason game. And there's also guys in your system that have been there for years. They put in the work. They're not ready yet, but you need to give them like a carrot to chase. Get them up to the home city. Let them see the room. Let them take in the feel of an NHL exhibition game. But then the favors are done after 1 game, split squad, maybe one more, 2 games. And then there's 3 games for your team to get going, right? Like, you have pretty much all your vets in, say minus, call it 6-7 guys, and you get going that way. I just think after even the pre-camp and the doctor stuff when you first get there and the fitness testing, it just adds up. And by the end of 8 games, it's like, what are we doing here? You see guys getting injured, like Toronto, Montreal the other night, Cedric Perret. Like, what are you doing? Like, the kids probably shouldn't even be in the hockey game, right? And that's what's going to happen when you go into Montreal and they're playing their whole lineup and you send the Marlies. Like, that stuff should just not be happening. So my thing is bring it down to probably 5 games. And I think you'll start to see some of the injuries start to dissipate a little bit.
Luke, great stuff, man. Awesome to have you back again this year. Looking forward to your work on Sportsnet, buddy. Thanks a lot.
It's going to be a great year, boys. Looking forward to it. Great to see you guys again.
There you go. That's Luke Gazdic, a rising star with Sportsnet. And he's so good, we have to share him with Reed Wilkins this year. Reed Wilkins has had Luke on his show a bunch. He
spread out the good stuff.
Reed sat down and he goes, what about we share Luke Gazdic this year? I said, yes, we can make that happen.
That was the clincher in the deal.
He'll be on the Reed Wilkins show next week. Then he'll be back with us 2 Thursdays from now. So, Luke, we're going to spread Luke Gazdic around. Now, with that being said, I am trying to figure out who else we could get to slide in to every
you
second
mentioned
Thursday,
quite a
right?
name to me yesterday.
Well, yeah, I think I might fire
really
the old email out to Bruce Boudreau and see what Filthy Bruce is up to every couple of weeks.
/wrestling segment.
Yeah, actually, I bet you that would probably get the deal done. Hey, listen, Bruce, we want you every second Thursday, but it's only for wrestling. Then we sneak in a few hockey questions along the way.
Near the end.
Luke Gazdic.
Padres fan like you too, Gazdic. Hey?
Well, you live down there. We talked about it when I was down there. I mean, it's phenomenal. San Diego's really nice down there. What a relaxing life it seemed like.
San Diego.
Gazdic and all of our hockey insiders brought to you by Pro-Am Sports. Upcoming private signings with McSorley and, of course, the Nooch. Who's tougher, McSorley or the Nuge?
Jury's out.
That's the real question. The Cookson boys are actually going to have them come in to sign at the same time, but there's only one marker and they have to fight for it. It's located.
It's got a YouTube Trevzactium thing written all over it.
At the corner of St. Hubbard Trail on 128th Ave. Of course, online at proamsports.ca. You're looking for Oilers stuff? Pro-Am has you covered. Oh, man, I wish there was a way that we could determine anytime touchdown score for the football game tonight.
Well, you could flip multiple coins.
I mean, we could
write
do that.
names of each player on a coin or something and flip it, and if they go up, you pick the player. And
we could put a bunch of names into a fanny pack and then you pick one out. But who would do that?
Dumb idea.
That's a ridiculous idea.
Stupid.
Who would do that?
Yeah, especially out of a white fanny pack. Are you kidding me?
That doesn't make any sense. So we definitely wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Wait a sec. What's this? What's this right here?
Gads.
This is a wheel. This is a desk wheel. Let's move my water there.
A homemade desk wheel.
This is a desk wheel.
Put together.
Lieutenant Eric has thrown the names out here. This is how we're going to determine a Thursday night football touchdown score.
Look at that construction paper, hey? Still holding through. Week 5.
Construction paper is probably the most underrated of all papers.
What a material.
Where's that hot takes man? Give it over here. But I do like construction paper. Like when you're
it's not
a
really
kid.
A hot take. It is.
When you're
like
a kid, you're loving it. You're cutting it up. You can fold it.
Very strong.
There's lots that comes in different colors.
Yeah, tastes good.
Uh-oh. All right. It says spin to win. All right. So on the board, we do have Cade Otton. Sterling Shepard's still playing? Is he still on the... Where is that guy?
Okay,
what happened to the TV, Trev? That was weird.
Cool.
Let's see. Baker Mayfield, plus 450. Trey Palmer, plus 500. Bijan Robinson, minus 137.
Yeah, Shep's on the Bucks.
He is.
Yeah.
Good for him.
So, good for him.
Mike Evans, plus 125. Oh, Bucky Irving. I'm a Bucky Irving stan.
You Bucky boy.
Plus 138. Chris Godwin's plus 138. Drake London. This is a nice board.
It's not bad.
Drake London, plus 150. Rashad White, plus 163. Tyler Algier, plus 188. Darnell Mooney, plus 200. Kyle Pitts, plus 240. Ray McLeod, the second. The third.
The third.
Imagine two other people being named Ray McLeod. That's amazing. He's 3-1 plus 300. All
like
right.
some of the wheels have been a lot top heavy. This one's you can make a case.
This is a decent board.
Yeah,
this is a
bad.
decent board. All right, Lieutenant Eric. Trev,
right.
do you want to say what we always say with the wheels? All right,
love to.
Ready? Spin it hard. I'll hold it down here. All right.
Spin
that wheel. Anytime touchdown score. Thursday night football tonight with our partners over at Coolbet. Where's it going to sit? Who's it going to sit on? Oh,
Drake London.
Drake London.
Not bad.
We'll take the Drake London touchdown. Plus 150. Drake London. The wheel is just.
Let's go.
The wheel is just. That's the Drake London. Anytime touchdown.
You like that?
I think you do like that.
I think you do.
I think you like that a lot. All right. There we go. Drake London. Anytime touchdown with our partners over at Coolbet. We do have a gift certificate to Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. And let's dive into that. Let's bring up the official lines here tonight at Coolbet. You have to move quick on this because we're going to do the contest right away as well. You know what? We'll save this. These texts would just get lost in the contest texts. So we'll do the Thursday night football pick'em coming up a little bit later on. But the numbers over at Coolbet right now, the Atlanta Falcons, this should be a good football game tonight.
Yeah.
I think I might be on the Bucks, but we'll get to it on the lock shop today. Falcons are minus 122 home favorites on the money line. Bucks are paying plus 103 as the road dog. Falcons 2 points on the spread, and the total in this game is set at 43.5. I do have the Falcons defense going tonight in the Spite League.
Okay.
So fingers crossed that they can make some plays tonight. I like that Drake London spin.
I do too.
Oh, man, can the wheel come through for us?
The wheel is just.
That would be.
The wheel is right.
Terrific. Matt Hyman says, Dusty, don't forget to change the wheel for the lock shop today. That is true. What we're doing on the wheel today, it's going to be the wheel of unders today. We're going to put 14 random NHL players on there.
Okay.
We're going to spin the wheel like 4 or 5 times, and Huss is going to bet the under blindly on all of them.
I love this.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's coming up on the lock shop today. The desk wheel is getting...
For wheel.
For wheel. No. That's pretty good. I like that one as well. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. Sub to the channel. We did hit 10.3 subs yesterday. So as we continue to make our push towards 11,000 subscribers, we know like half of you watching usually per day are not subbed. So give us a sub while you're along for the ride. All right, let's do this. Where's my... Don't put the word up yet, Trev. This guy. It's the EST flyaway. What were the words yesterday? Oh, Hyman. That was a Reed Wilkins show yesterday. That's not your word today. I'm just updating the list. All right. Today's keyword, all you have to do is text this word in. It'll get you into the draw for the EST flyaway to LA. This is a very nice trip. December 26th to December 30th. You're watching NBA hoops. Steph and the Warriors against the Clippers. You're watching NFL football. Rams versus the Cardinals. Marvin Harrison Jr., no big deal. And then you're going to get Edmonton versus one of the Kings of the Ducks. Hotel, flights, rental car. It's all brought to you by the 780. Homegrown local shop right here in Edmonton. If you've not yet checked them out, you have to. 780 is both the shop name and their in-house clothing brand that celebrates all things unique to E-Town. They also work with close to 100 local vendors from the 780 area code to help promote them and get their brands off the ground in their stores. Check them out online, 780.com. That's the word 7, the number 80, 780.com. Or, and Gazzola asked this yesterday, I think I minused him a point in the meeting. He's like, do they actually have stores at all those malls?
Classic. Why?
Yeah.
That was an example, a good example of a bad question.
That was a -1. I gave a -1 for that.
Yes.
Yeah, you were just joking about naming all the malls.
I said no. At the end of it, the door who owns 780 decided to just list off his 5 favorite malls in the city.
Speaking of the wrench, though, haircut yesterday. Eh?
The wrench got a haircut yesterday?
Well, that's where he was off. He was going to see Chantal.
Oh, my goodness.
She was back from France.
So Trev, I would love for you to guess if he got a haircut when he came in.
He already told, like he mentioned it yesterday.
He explained it a couple of times.
He's like, and then he was like, shucks, I shouldn't have told you.
You know what? I watched the GCL Diesel pregame show last night. I didn't even notice.
Oof.
Usually you'd be like, wow, Tommy got a haircut.
Hopefully it was a freebie.
Sorry about that, Tommy. I didn't even notice that last night. I feel real bad now. I don't feel real bad. I shouldn't even lie. I mean, I feel like
the question
bad.
that he asked. I mean, now you're even. Yeah.
Anyway, yes, 780 has stores at Southgate, Londonderry, Kingsway, St. Albert, and the Outlet Mall out by the airport. I fully endorse their Berta Beef underwear brand. Makes your junk look terrific.
Oh, Tommy's in the chat too.
All right. Is it Tommy in the
convenient.
Chat? Oh, interesting. I can't tell you got a haircut over there either. Yeah. All right, your keyword today. Text this in right now. Coliseum.
Ooh, that's a toughie.
I got to spell this for you. COLISEUM. Text Coliseum. Paris Jewelers inbox. Get ready. About to get pounded here. 780-218-9999. Text Coliseum. 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 Text Coliseum right now for the EST Flyway to LA. We'll give you 5 minutes. Trev will call somebody. You will qualify for, what did Maddie say? It's about like 1 in 170 chance of winning this trip if you get in. If you qualify twice, you're cutting your odds in. Would it be cutting your odds in half, or would we just be adding it a little bit?
Gotta ask Maddie. He ran the numbers.
Yeah, I don't know about these stats here. I have to put it into an Excel spreadsheet. Coliseum is your keyword today for the EST Flyway, presented by 780.
Everybody's getting that spelling pretty good too. I like that. This should be a banana peel to me. I am, because you were having trouble with that necessarily or something.
Oh,
like
man,
that.
necessarily. I can never spell necessarily right.
Like,
last night I was putting out a tweet that involved the word necessarily. I had to Google search the spelling of it.
Yeah.
NEC. ESSARILY. I can't say. I know I'm a pretty good speller.
You are, hey?
But I can't. Well, maybe not. But growing up, I was. If Cranbrook would have had spelling bees, I think I would have at least got to the final like 10.
King bee.
But necessarily messes with my mind. What's the other one?
Though.
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely always. And that one shouldn't be tough. What's
terrible?
Define.
Autocorrect sometimes can't even find it. It's like there's no replacements found. You're like, well, what are you talking about? I'm
come on,
close enough.
You're killing me.
I had to Google thief this morning.
Well, that's a weird one.
The I before E thing. I just sometimes it doesn't apply.
I before E.
Except after C, and this isn't after C.
Thief?
Apparently not.
Come on.
The rule is not, as we were taught,
I
always
before E except after C.
Yeah.
So isn't it THIEF?
It says here THIEF. When I Googled it this morning, it was THEIF.
Wow, that makes no sense.
Could be regional.
Must be like a Sherwood Park thing and an Edmonton thing. That must have been, your Google must have been connected to Sherwood Park today. All right. Best of luck, everybody. Getting in the mix for the flyaway. Trev's going to call somebody in about 2.5 minutes. We are going to get to a sports update for the great staff at Park Mazda. I've actually got with my new audio program working, I've got the Rick Pinter retirement song loaded coming back after the update, which is going to be a lot of fun.
Beautiful.
Then we got I Got Beef. Then we got Jake from Coolbet. We got Beer of the Week. We got Hot Takes. This is a great Thursday show. And tomorrow's show is going to be insane. We're going to be live all day, 6 in the morning to 6 at night, South Fort Chevrolet. Deals all day long. We'll be announcing them on the air throughout the day. I think at one point, Claire said, I'm going to do a thing where I'm like, if you hear the word winning, a free car in the next 5 minutes if you can get that. I don't know if they've approved that one yet, but wouldn't that be something?
I found my funny hat.
I'm suggesting it.
We'll be dressed up.
Did you find your funny Oktoberfest
it'll
hat?
be great, yeah.
Oh, you're lucky. I want an Oktoberfest hat.
We'll do a little snuff.
I wonder if I could go to one of those huge Halloween stores that popped up everywhere you look. Do you think they would have like an Oktoberfest outfit?
A Bavarian costume? Yeah. Yeah, get a couple steins. Yeah.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Your tea out of a stein tomorrow morning, eh? Wouldn't that be? I think
a glorious time. What is it? Guten Morgen.
Yes.
Is that it?
Yes.
All right, let's get to an update for Park Mazda right now. Rick Pinter retiring song on the other side. And I Got Beef. Who's got beef? I got beef. We'll get to that coming up next.
Oilers fall 6-2 on the road out in Seattle last night in preseason play. Leon Draisaitl and Travis Dermott supplying the goals. Olivier Rodrigue stopping 18 of 24. Oilers will round out the preseason tomorrow night against the Canucks out in Vancouver. Regular season puck drop Wednesday at home to the Jets. Oil Kings are on the road for a pair tomorrow night in Brandon and Saturday night in Regina. Day off in the AJHL. Action will resume tomorrow night with 5 games. Camrose taking it on the road last night, 3-2 out in Lloyd. MLB playoff action saw the Royals, Tigers, and Padres all advancing to the divisional round yesterday. Brewers evening their series with the Mets. Game 3 will go later today. First pitch, 5:08. Week 5 in the NFL kicks off tonight when the Falcons host the Buccaneers. You can join me for this one at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. Smoked brisket cheesesteaks on special and your next shot at an NFL jersey via the scoreboard. Elks host the Riders Saturday at 5, the 2024 Elks Tailgate Chili Cook-Off. That'll take place at the tailgate prior to kickoff. Elks 4 points back of the Lions for third in the West. Week 18 will kick off tomorrow from Hamilton between the Ticats and the Bombers. Golden Bears football welcome in the UBC Thunderbirds tomorrow from Foot Field. Kickoff at 7. Golden Bears hockey puck drop on the regular season. It goes tomorrow night as well on the road against Grant McEwen. Sports update brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, where he'll be celebrating Oktoberfest tomorrow as well, but in an Austrian flavor.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button. Thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as newborn 8-pound, 6-ounce Mitch Lewicki. You can picture grown-up Mitch, or teenage Mitch, or bearded Mitch, or whoever you want.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Pinter's retiring, no more talk about the roads. When you would drive to work, he'd direct you where to go. Rick, make the best of this rest, we're gonna cry. One quick suggestion, please say horny one more time. His judging's unpredictable, he rarely got it right. He'll no longer be a part of your drive. sign some autographs so you'll stay in our mind. Just right, deflate these nuts, sign Pinter, Daddy likes. So many memories, thank you for all the smiles. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. His judging's unpredictable, he rarely got it right. He'll no longer be a part of your drive.
Still brings the tears out, doesn't it?
Does he drop in there somewhere? Hey, like I'm Rick Pinter. Like, I was waiting for.
Was there a tribute at the end? No, I think there was.
There must have been. Hey,
I think I cut it short. Sorry, buddy.
I'm Rick Pinter.
Yeah, it was a goodbye now. Wasn't that what he said?
On the loose.
Yeah. Oh, dang. Sorry, everybody. You know what? Next time we play it, I'll let it run out the whole time. I couldn't take it anymore.
It's very emotional.
I was getting very sad.
Takes you back.
God, what a legend that guy was.
Yeah.
Shout out Pinter.
Well,
love you.
He's
love you.
Still alive, though, I think.
We're going to get to, I guess. Shut up, Pinter. All right. I got beef coming up, but I believe Trev has called somebody. Trev has a lucky winner.
I have.
For the EST flyaway to Los Angeles. Who do we have, Trev?
Today's qualifier is Ben.
Ben. All right, let's go to Ben. Ben, congratulations, buddy. You're one step closer to winning the EST flyaway to LA.
Hey, guys. Thank you so much.
Hey, no, you're welcome, Ben. You're welcome so much. Who would you bring with you?
We'd have to check. Probably the wife, because I'm going to Grey Cup with the guys in November.
Oh, my man.
We'll see how that one would go, but yeah, it would depend. There'd be a few factors involved for sure.
Man, how excited are you for that Grey Cup trip?
Very excited.
Yeah.
We need a little bit of help now on the double E front.
Oh yeah.
But, still very excited. It's a yearly thing for us. So.
Awesome, man. Well, enjoy that trip and best of luck winning ours.
Thank you very much. Have a good one, guys.
There you go. Tell your friends about EST, Ben. That's awesome.
Great Cup with the boys, eh?
Great Cup with the boys. Oh, my goodness.
The spirit will be there, though. Whether or not the Elks, I mean, but the times, I mean.
What a lucky duck.
You've drank that in enough, eh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's tough. Like, the Calgary Grey Cup really got into it because I really didn't have a role at it.
What was the Twisted Tea Grey Cup?
Yeah. That's what I drank, the 19 Twisted Teas. And
you're carrying them around like a baby.
You know what, though? The positive thing there, though, is I went on, like, I got the sugar high and passed out. But it's the first time ever. I went back to our Airbnb and I watched, what's the Andy Samberg?
Matrix.
No, Andy Samberg.
911.
I watched Brooklyn 999, and I was just like, oh, this show's funny. Yeah. And then I recovered, came back to the party. But then Tammy and I watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine after that. So I don't regret any of those decisions.
We also watched The Matrix like 6 times, I think.
During that trip, yeah. That was a fun trip.
Yeah, it was really good.
A real fun trip. Yeah. Justin, the pizza guy, texted in earlier and goes, hey, guys, any chance our odds increase if we can use the word Coliseum in a sentence? Like, I almost got stabbed at the Coliseum LRT station in grade 6 when I would take the bus from Millwoods to the Coliseum every single day for school. Ooh, boy. Almost got stabbed. Imagine actually getting stabbed. How much would that suck?
Humble brag there from
of almost getting stabbed.
Yeah.
Did somebody stab you and did you dodge it, or were you just scared that somebody might stab?
Yeah, wouldn't that be something?
That'd be something. I always pretty much walk around in public being ready to avoid, like, dodge a stabbing, because you never know. It's just like, well, you got to be ready.
What is it you?
I do that wrist lock all the time. You grab their hand, slap it, grab the knife, and then be like, get away from me.
You run away from the gun and you confront the knife, or is it the opposite there?
Oh, no, I would think you run away from the knife.
I would run away from the knife.
If you run away from the gun, they're going to shoot you in the back.
Bang.
No, you would confront the gun.
Yep.
Because then you get in a battle and you shoot them in the belly. You run away from the knife, and unless they can throw knives really well, you're going to be okay. Trev, you seem to hop on this very quickly. Yeah,
you've been in
this. Well, no,
big a knife fight guy.
I'm kind of like Dusty. Like, I'm very paranoid.
Yeah.
Like, I hate it. I don't know why. Like my brother, like, he does 911 dispatch, and he wants to be a police officer one day, and I couldn't do it, man. Like, if I'm in a movie theater and someone's laughing, like, there's this one time I was super paranoid. This guy had the craziest, scariest laugh, and I'm like, this is it. I could be.
He's a crazy guy. Yeah.
Like, I'm constantly paranoid every time. Like, I was just watching him when he go to grab his popcorn. So I'm like you, Dusty. I get paranoid.
Yeah. It's you got to be.
You
safe.
never know. You never know, man.
The saying is, better be safe than sorry.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the situations. All right, let's get into I Got Beef. And then Jake from Coolbet's going to pop by here in about 5-10 minutes. We'll set up the Thursday nighter between the Bucks and the Falcons tonight. It seems like we've seen the Falcons a lot.
Primetime darlings.
It seems like we're seeing them all the time. Getting a Kirk Cousins bump. Look, we have to start. I Got Beef. Eat fresh. Eat local. Eat Acme. Fire the beefs over. We'd love to have them. Text your beef 780-218-9999. That is where you can get in. Eat fresh, eat local, eat Acme. Acme Meats, serving Edmonton for over 100 years. 9570 76th Ave. YouTube Trev, don't we have this anticipated beef we've been waiting at all week? Remember you said on Tuesday, like, I got beef.
Yeah.
I can't wait to tell it.
But then he downplayed it.
Downplayed it a bit.
Now I'm downplaying it again because I might have hyped it up. In the moment...
I've been waiting all week for this beef.
I know. In the moment, I will say, like, I don't think I've been that triggered in a very long time. Like, obviously, I wrote it down in my notes because I was so annoyed. But if you know, it's 105th Ave Northwest and 109th Street Northwest.
Okay.
So it's right behind Graham McEwen. And I've got significant beef with this light. I don't think I've been in Edmonton for just over 2 years now. I haven't hit a single green light. It doesn't matter what time. Like, it could be nighttime. I'm driving by and I see this light and I'm like, I'm a little bit away and I see it's green. I'm like, it's going to go red. Surely enough, it goes red. Every freaking time. It just...
I think I know the light you're talking about.
I don't even know what to say. Like, if anyone knows this light, like, please tell me if you've ever hit a green light, because I don't think anyone in Edmonton ever has. It blows my mind. I'm right near this street, so I drive by it every day, and every single time I get a red light, and it's just so frustrating. It drives me crazy. Coming from, a town, Pincher Creek, we have one set of lights, okay? One set.
Is there only one set?
There's one set.
Is that like right when you come into town?
Yes.
Yeah,
it's on your way to Waterton.
Yeah.
And that light, like Grandpa would always say, Trevor, don't go to that light. Like, it's not a good light. Avoid it. And so I don't like lights. I never have. But this light in particular, I can't stand this light. So I've got crazy beef with this light. Never liked it. Never will. And I'm going to tweet about it one day if I ever get a green light. But I don't think I'll ever tweet. That'll be a tweet I never make out because I'm never going to get the green light on this.
Did your grandpa have an accent, or just when you do your grandpa, do you do it with an accent?
Yeah, he's from England.
Okay, I was just like, are you just doing old person accent right now?
No, that's
okay, that makes
Trevor.
sense. Yeah.
So that's my beef.
You know what?
And
I don't think you undersold the beef. I think having a legitimate beef with one individual traffic light in a city of 1 million people, I think that totally makes sense.
Okay, thank you. Like, it feels good to talk about it because... it angered me so much. So, nasty as if you know this
text is
light.
in, it says, preach YouTube, Trev. Had the same experience at that light.
Yes. It's right behind Graham McEwen, like there's the Best Buy, there's Timmy's. If you keep on going straight, and there's construction at that intersection for the whole 2 years that I've been here, which doesn't make sense. So that whole area I just hate. Like, I watched them build a 30-floor building and in like one winter, and there's still like construction on this road. It doesn't make any sense.
You know what? It does. You make a good point.
How do they build a freaking building and they can't pave the corner of this one road? What are we doing? Like, you just stand around, people just like hacking darts all day, and you're like, and then you see this tower that gets built over wintertime. So yeah. So that whole intersection area,
construction industry.
I hate
the first light from my house coming into work. Whenever I pull up to it in the morning, it automatically turns green. I don't know how the sensors work on these lights.
It says good morning.
But
Dustin.
as I roll up to it, I know every single time. Like when I get like 20 meters away, the other light goes yellow and my light goes green. That's the exact opposite situation. It makes a good point on road construction versus building construction.
Good.
It's just like
the money, follow the money.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
How much money are you making off roads?
Yeah.
All right. What's your beef today?
Well, I just have a bit of a beef that, HR Daddy was in town. We went over a whole procedural booklet, and now I'm being accused of stealing things here in the office, which with really no evidence at all. And this coming from Matthew Iwanek, namely, I think
that wasn't Iwanek. He pointed a finger at you.
He pointed a finger at me yesterday.
He did.
I don't like the...
He actually said, he looked at...
He pointed. And I don't really... I'll say I'm not comfortable with that.
Who had those chips?
Well, no,
somebody had to have the chips.
Fine.
My
Somebody
hands are
had
clean.
to have them.
You weren't in that day. I wasn't in that day. Maddie's accusing morning show. Tommy says it's not him. You said it's not you. So what happened was somebody ate 2 bags of her tailgate chips and left the bags, I think, on the couch. And now nobody's taking claim. Now it has to be Zach.
That's kind of funny.
Was Zach Was Zach in with you guys that morning when this all went down?
It's got him written all over it, but I'm not going to point a finger at him without any evidence.
Don't point a finger, because there's 3 fingers pointing back.
Oh,
there you go.
God, you are on fire today.
Thank you.
That's my beef.
We still haven't got to the bottom of Chipgate. Like, nobody's owned it yet, which is really weird. It's 2 bags of chips. Like,
2 people were left crying at the tailgate
because they didn't get
a bag of chips.
Good point. But somebody's got to own up. I thought it was Tommy. Tommy's pretty adamantly denied it. I'm starting to think it's Zach because I don't know if we brought this conversation up while Zach's around. Like, I think if when somebody just goes, "Hey, Zach, did you eat those chips?" He's like, "Yeah, that was me." Like, I think somebody needs to ask Zach if he actually ate them. The Godfather's says, guys, I got beef with Glue Guy as judge at the chicken wing eating contest. It's not a chicken skin eating contest. What a joke.
Zach was talking about that too, about how there was meat on the bone and then he had to go back and eat the meat off the bone apparently, and that screwed him up there. Was that a thing?
Well, Zach wasn't eating very much of the meat early. Mm-hmm. Then he regrouped, almost came back and won it. I got a little bit of time for the wing eating gate, but it's tough. How are you supposed to judge that anyway? How does anybody really judge a wing eating contest? You're going to go through with like some sort of weird device that you would push the wing through, and if any meat comes off of it, then no, that doesn't count as an official wing. Like,
use a meter. but you have to do how many wings, not the speed, because the speed then you're just going through them. I know, but then you're like, oh, I'll just have a bite and leave the rest. I think you have to eat the wing, and then how many wings, how many bones you pile up.
Oh, you like that as a
you know what I'm saying?
Contest.
Yeah.
I got a lot of time for speed contests though.
Fair enough. I'm not going to point a finger at you or anything.
Here's my beef. I got beef with. Oh, Real Not So Slim Shady says Trev's beef just turned into Rant of the Year nomination.
Put it in the spreadsheet.
Put it in the spreadsheet. I have the spreadsheet open. I'll put it in the spreadsheet as we work our way through the rest of the show. My beef is I've created what I believe is a fun point system during the meetings. But Iwanek is starting to ruin it. Every single time any point is given to him or taken away, he goes, well, I'm doing my own point system. Yep. And Glue Guy's got 5 points. And I'm like, no, he's actually at -1. And Maddie's like, no, he's at 5 points on my system. I was like, come on, man.
Well, dishing out 5 at a time is quite.
Well, yeah, what's he doing?
You're doing a 1, maybe a 2 here or there.
I could do the odd 2 if you do a really funny joke. But Maddie trying to do this rival point system during the meetings, I think it's completely unnecessary and it's starting to get on my nerves. Trev, where do you come out on Maddie's rival point system?
Yeah, okay, so I love you, Maddie, but I mean, only one person can be dishing out the points because Maddie's doing it, soon enough, Zach's going to be like, oh, like maybe I can do it. And then I'm going to be like, well, no, if you're doing it, I definitely got to do it.
We all have points.
We're all going to be doing it. And then that kind of just ruins it. So, Maddie, if you're listening, I just suggest maybe not doing it for the next meeting. But that's my thoughts. That's my 2 cents on that.
You're flying high after being nominated for Rant of the Year.
Yeah. I wouldn't go that far, but it just, that was nice when I read that text. I like that.
Miranda in YYC says, morning, guys. Trevor's going strong, giving off strong Will Fraser vibes this morning with his beef, but it's legit. But I can just picture Will nodding in agreement the whole time. And congrats on an amazing first year. You guys are a delight, Miranda in YYC. Thank you, Miranda. You're a delight. Bone says, guys, a plate of wing is weighed prior to the contest. And after agreed upon period of time, the remaining wings plus the bones are weighed, and the combined time and weight are declared the winner.
Yeah, Red says you got to weigh the leftovers, deduct points. Seems like a lot of work.
I just think the Godfather should have ate faster. Win the contest, you're not complaining. All right, that's I Got Beef for Acme Meats. All right, let's continue. We've got Jake from Coolbet's going to pop by, and we're going to set up what I think could be a pretty entertaining football game tonight.
Should be
between the Bucs and the Falcons. Let's bring in Jake from Coolbet this morning. Jake, good morning. How you doing, sir?
Good morning, gentlemen. Excited. Football is back. Week 5. I mean, what a time to be alive for us. Baseball playoffs to get us to Thursday night was incredible. I because Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I told you guys already, I've been lost. I don't know what to do. We haven't had hockey start yet. I'm just sitting there like, how do I get to football? So having baseball playoffs kind of the last 2 days, starting in the afternoon, I guess it's even earlier for you guys. It's been nice. We only get one game tonight, but at least football's back.
Yeah, those first few days of baseball playoffs are always incredible. Like just quadruple headers all day long. Does it pain you as a Jays fan, like somebody who's pretty passionate about the Jays, to sit back and watch this right now? And did you catch any of the availability yesterday from the Toronto Blue Jays, where they basically blamed the season on injuries?
Yeah, I won't be watching any availability from the Toronto Blue Jays. It's unbelievable that they've already said, Atkins and Shapiro are coming back. Like, Rogers needs to step in and clean house. This is ridiculous. They're just going to keep doing this. And I know exactly what it's for. It's because they're still working on these damn renovations at Rogers Center. Until the renovations are done, nothing's going to change. So I don't think next season is an optimism season for me. We could have been the Detroit Tigers. We had the exact same record as them on, I forget what day it was, August 10th or something ridiculous like that. And look at them. They just beat the Houston Astros, who had gone to 6 or 7 straight AL Championship Series, and they're off to the ALDS. Blue Jays are.
And the Tiger, were the Tigers not sellers too? Like in a roundabout way,
yeah,
like at that time?
Yeah, I think they sold Flaherty, and they got a little younger, which the Jays kind of did as well. They sold, got a little younger, and some of the bats started to heat up a bit, but you just couldn't put it all together, couldn't string wins together, and yeah, it was ugly late in the season. I don't know. There's promise there in terms of the players, but until the upper management is out of there, nothing's going to change. So I wouldn't be excited for next year. It's Leaf season, guys, and I'm optimistic.
Hello.
I'm optimistic about my boys. Right?
Okay, so when you say you're optimistic about a Leaf season, this intrigues me. Like, how optimistic? Are you thinking like conference final optimistic? Are you thinking Stanley Cup? Are you thinking back to the second round?
Because we all followed it up with a laugh. Yeah. I mean, you did it too. So what's the...
No matter what you say right now, we're going to belly laugh. So what are your expectations for the Toronto Maple Leafs this season?
Well, playoffs at this point is an obvious, right?
Just kidding.
I know. Yeah. Obviously this is a playoff team. I mean, ideally a bit of a better regular season would be nice. Set themselves up for a bit more success in the first round, so you don't have to take on the 2-3 in that division that ends up being so tough. I do like to see the downfall of the Boston Bruins right now. It'd be great if Swayman just held out all year and they ended up being bad somehow. I know Boston never really ends up being as bad as we think they're going to be, but this Swayman downfall is great. Obviously, you never really know with the NHL how unpredictable it can be. I know you guys in Edmonton are you're already penciling yourselves right back into a Stanley Cup final. That's nice. I've never been there, so I don't think I'm going to sit here and say this team's going to the Stanley Cup. But, listen, they got to get out of the first round, right? It's the same conversation every single year. And then just take it from there, ideally. So, I don't know. I'm trying to be optimistic. I do it every year, obviously, and then you'll see me tweeting in a week and a half here, and I'll be the most depressed person. But listen, I've already decided I'm getting Oreos and milk for night one. That is the jersey and helmet sponsor. So keep an eye out on my Twitter. I'll do a little video. I'll make a little fun of the Oreos and milk sponsors they got going on.
Well, whatever you do not get, as we learned from the poker tournament, do not get the new Coca-Cola Oreos. I mean, disastrous. Double stuff. I claimed that night, and I will for the rest of my days. The Oreo has lost its way. So we'll see. I don't want to sit here and say the Oreos are just as disappointing as the Maple Leafs because the season hasn't started yet. But I think.
Well, listen, who is just as disappointing as the Maple Leafs? The Orioles.
Yes.
They have now lost 10 straight playoff games. So I know it's
10 straight playoff games? Oh, my God.
10 straight. They're basically the Toronto Maple Leafs. I texted the group last night. I said, this team just makes the playoffs. Great talent, make the playoffs, get there, and then it's just fall flat on their face. 10 straight playoff games. And Huss's Kansas City Royals. Huss is going to be on his high horse again today.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Buddy, we've been on a 3-week run where Huss is just Huss could walk into the 7-Eleven where he goes to buy his groceries and find $20 on the ground right now. That's the run that this guy's been on. The Chiefs haven't lost since Christmas. The Bombers have won 7 in a row. The Kansas City Royals just advanced, just sweeping past the Baltimore Orioles.
And fresh off a trip from Montreal.
He was in Montreal for the President's Cup. Have you ever seen anybody live the life that Huss is living right now?
No. And listen, you know what Huss should have done? And I really wish he would have. Is a little futures parlay. You put together the Chiefs, the Royals, and the Bombers. Imagine he was sitting on a ticket like that right now.
Oh, my God.
And how excited he would be. Because, the Royals are in the mix. they've got an MVP caliber guy in Bobby Witt Jr. Like, the pitching's been solid. They're a solid baseball team. They took care of the Orioles, and they can win, by not scoring a ton of runs. And they showed that over the last couple days here. So, the Chiefs, obviously some injuries on that team right now, but get your guys healthy. They'll win football games. As long as you have Patrick Mahomes, you're okay. So.
We spun the wheel earlier today. The wheel is it's not sitting on him right now, but we did land on Drake London at plus 150 for a touchdown tonight. I don't mind that. What do you think of Drake London as an anytime touchdown scorer tonight?
Yeah, that's pretty good value considering, Cousins has liked London. I mean, I think he scored a touchdown in one of their primetime games, either last game or the game before. And at plus 150, I don't think you can go wrong there. So I might be riding with the wheel tonight. I probably wouldn't hesitate on that one.
What else are you thinking about this game tonight? We were saying earlier, it seems like we've seen the Falcons a lot so far, eh, Rick?
Yeah, they're like a primetime darling. I think it just seems like it.
What about the Bucs?
They're trying to break this Kirk in primetime curse, I think, is what they're trying to do. They're like, we just got to snap him out of the funk. I like the Bucs tonight, Dusty. I think you mentioned that already.
I did, yeah.
I'm just going to check at Coolbet right now to see if the number's still at 2. So it's still at 2 right now. I have seen some other books move it down to 1.5, which makes me think Bucs more. I think sharp money will probably come in on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I tend to follow the sharp money these days because the public has been getting beat up pretty good. I think this is the worst start for public bettors through the first 4 weeks of the NFL.
Really?
50 years. Yeah.
Except for Huss, who's 10-5-1 so far.
Well, maybe Huss might be a sharp, Dusty.
Yeah, well, at this point, you're right.
He might be a sharp.
That's a good point.
Yeah. I'd say keep an eye on those public numbers every week. Like, if you think something's too good to be true, it's probably because it is too good to be true. That tends to be the way that things go with the NFL. So I think I'm with you on the Bucs. That's probably what I have circled tonight. I tried to be sharp on a player prop earlier in the week. I jumped on Pitts. Every time there's a narrative about a player, and this is a great example. DeAndre Swift, through 3 weeks, was one of the most criticized backs in the NFL. Like, this guy has no idea. He can't follow a block. He can't hit a hole. Like, he is the worst running back. Well, he went off last week for the Bears. Like, had an incredible game, and no one's talking about him. So I like to circle these players that get a lot of scrutiny in the media, a lot of scrutiny online. I don't know if teams are following this stuff, but when a guy like Kyle Pitts isn't getting the football, I just feel like they find ways to get in the football the next time around. I think I was stupid in doing that because it sounds like he might have a little bit of a hamstring issue. I think the numbers come down from when I got it, so it absolutely wasn't a sharp move on my part. I'm going to ride with it and see what happens. But the number I have is 30.5. You think a guy of Kyle Pitts' talent should cover a number like that, no problem. But, I mean, the way things have been going for him, ever since that rookie season, it's been quite the downfall.
Jake Bolin Moss of Coolbet joining us this morning. Lars Y in the nasty chat says, Jake, best duster in the biz, going to you with the thumbs up emoji. It makes me all look forward to that Oreos and milk night even more with a little bit of a milk mustache. I want to get your thoughts. Which team needs Davante Adams more, and who does Davante Adams, I guess, need more for himself as well and from a whole fantasy perspective after, his reportedly requesting a trade out of Vegas?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I've seen the rumors going around. Obviously, the Chiefs are floated out there with Rashee Rice going down. I definitely don't think the Chiefs need Davante Adams. I think we can all agree that the rich don't need to get richer.
Buddy, I guarantee this happens. I could see the lock shop where Huss is just sitting there being like, we got Davante Adams. Like, it's just how it works. God.
I think in terms of who needs him more, though, and I know it's like it's what everyone's talking about right now, the ultimate reunion. I think the Jets could probably use him. It feels like that relationship between Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers hasn't been, as pretty as people had hoped. I'm sure that can turn around. It's still early on. You have to remember, Aaron Rodgers played 3 snaps last year for the New York Jets. He really hasn't had a lot of time as the quarterback of this team. So that's one of the guys that it's like, you had Davante Adams, you got Garrett Wilson on one side, Davante on the other side. Like, that's going to look a lot nicer. Breece Hall needs to get going here. Braylon Allen's been a nice spark for them. But, the Jets could probably use a guy like Davante Adams right now, and obviously the familiarity with Aaron Rodgers is a big point in that. We'll see what happens. I mean, if you're the Raiders, I don't think you're just trading Davante Adams because he's requested a trade. Like, you're going to get the best package you can at the end of the day, because what's the point?
As always, Jake, great catching up with you, man. Thanks for the time.
Yeah, appreciate it, boys.
There you go. If Adams ends up on the Chief, I'm going to lose my mind.
It's the Jets thing, I think. I think the
Jets thing does make sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
I think I wonder.
Somebody says the Raiders. Sheldon S says the Raiders will work it out and keep him. So that's I don't know.
I'd like to see him as a Jaden Daniels fantasy owner in a league that you're trying to spite win. I'd love to see.
I
Adams
just like them in the conversation. It's nice to see another team kind of getting up there, right? Like,
you're right. That's a fair
for
point.
Commanders fans. Glue guy, right? He must be.
Yeah, Glue guy's loving it. He said yesterday. First thing I said, I didn't even say hi. I was standing there. He was like the sneaky guy, Mr. Deeds. And I was thinking, very, very sneaky. So I turned around. He's like right here. He goes, "Hey, how about Jaden Daniels?" I was just like, "Man, I'm fully on board. I got to try to ride this guy to a couple of fantasy championships.
You got a future here, right?" Like, it's
they finally do. I mean, we said the same thing when they had RG3.
You wander around for so many years in the wilderness and.
All right, let's get somebody right now in the mix to play Kind of Easy Trivia. Gift certificate, Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual, just sitting here waiting for you today. If you're watching on YouTube, stop holding those likes. Give us those likes. Let's go. Let's change 200 like right now. There's 300 of you watching. Let's go. Hammer the thumbs up. That would be great. We'd appreciate it. Sub to the channel if you haven't already. If you want to play Kind of Easy Trivia, Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual, gift certificate, up for grabs. Text us right now. 780-218-9999. Text Trev. Say, hey, I'd like to play trivia. He's going to pick one of you. You're going to get called. You're going to win Kind of Easy Trivia. You're going to get a gift certificate, and you're going to enjoy yourself at Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual, the casualest place ever, home of the classic Mike Burger. We've got a jam-packed third hour. We've got Beer of the Week.
You should see some of these beers. Like the names. I know you mentioned one of them. You're gonna love this stuff.
Okay. I'm excited. I'm excited for this. We got Beer of the Week. We got Scalding Hot Takes. We got 3 questions too many. We got That Hurts coming up as well. And the rap for William Huff. So don't go anywhere. This third hour is going to be a fun one. If you missed the Cavis Reed Pump Up song as performed and produced by Whale and the Wolf, we're going to have that coming right back up after this update for Clayburn Services. If you are looking for work, Clayburn Services is looking for you. They are hiring right now. Rick's got more on that after the update.
Oilers will round out the preseason schedule tomorrow night in Vancouver following last night's 6-2 loss out in Seattle. Regular season puck drop will go Wednesday at home to the Jets. Oil Kings are on the road for a pair beginning tomorrow night in Brandon and finishing up Saturday night down in Regina. Just one game in the AJ last night. Camrose winning on the road 3-2 out in Lloyd. Action will resume tomorrow night with 5 games on the schedule. The Royals, the Tigers, and Padres all advancing to the MLB divisional rounds yesterday. The Brewers evening their series with the Mets. Game 3 will go later today. First pitch 5:08. Join me tonight at Century Casino Sports Bar Lounge as we kick off Week 5 in the NFL when the Falcons host the Bucs. Smoked brisket cheesesteaks on special and your next chance at some NFL merch, courtesy the Square Board. Elks and Rough Riders Saturday at 5 from Commonwealth. You can join the EST crew in the tailgate prior to that with the 2024 Elks Tailgate Chili Cook-Off. Elks 4 points back of the Lions for third spot in the West. Week 18 will kick off tomorrow night from Hamilton between the Ticats and Bombers. Golden Bears football back on the field. They host UBC tomorrow from Footfield. Kickoff is at 7. Golden Bears hockey will also drop the puck on their regular season tomorrow night on the road against Grant McEwen. Take your career to the next level with Clayburn Services. They are hiring all positions, including journeyman bricklayers and apprentices of all levels. Take advantage of their outstanding mentorship program and work with peace of mind, knowing they are an industry leader in safety. For more, visit www.clayburnservices.com or make it easy. Call Jeff, 780-910-6728.
I can remember back being an 11-year-old kid, about 75 pounds on the basketball court against the neighborhood bully, kicking his behind left, right, and center.
I call you when I need you, my heart's on fire.
When it was all said and done, he was a little upset, so he punched me in the mouth.
You come to me, wild and wild.
My uncles were over on the side, observing, talking amongst themselves, adult things.
When you come to me,
You know what he did? He pushed me back to him. I went back and he punched me in my mouth again. I ran to my uncle, looking for protection. Needed Big Brother to protect me. He pushed me back again. And you know what I did? I faced him in the eyes, and I said, my uncle's not going to help me. And I punched him in the face. Then I looked him in the eye, and I said, then what? Now what? Now what? Now what are you going to do?
You're sitting in the bed.
Canvas Reed pump-up song. Well, the Wolf edition. Put it in the mix. Put it in the mix for an Esty. Put it in the mix for Song of the Year. And shout out to the boys. Hammering the strobe light in the closet as they play the song. Wow. Terrific stuff.
Is this Ibiza?
Is that a music festival?
It's something like that.
I took a Honda to Ibiza.
Yeah,
Is that song? Yeah. I know that one. If you want to see Whale and the Wolf, there'll be a Midway Music Hall Saturday, October 19th. Proceeds from ticket sales will go to the Ben Stelter Foundation and the Alberta Cancer Foundation. It's GEDFest. Check out tickets available, gedfest.ca. Let's make Edmonton's event better than Calgary's.
Yeah. It's always nice when that's on the line, eh?
Yeah.
Let's show up.
GEDFest, a show built to honor the legacy of the late great frontman of the tragically hip Gord Edgar Downey. And our very own house band, Whale and the Wolf, playing GEDFest. Saturday, October 19th. What happened there, Trev? Oh, we're good to go. Okay, we got somebody to play Kind of Easy Trivia. It is the Nielson Show brought to you by South Fort Chevrolet. This time tomorrow, the doors will be open. Oktoberfest will be underway. And we will be live at South Fort Chevrolet. Food, drinks, giveaways, exclusive sales all day long. Come on out, say hi, take a browse around. Who knows? Maybe you'll find something you really like. They're going to give you the best price you're going to find anywhere on a deal there. www.southfortchev.com. Very much looking forward to having Edmonton Sports Talk on location for 12 straight hours tomorrow. First time we have ever done that. Kind of Easy Trivia. Who is playing Kind of Easy Trivia this morning, Trev?
Ash. Ash is going to give it a go.
Right. Ash is going to play Kind of Easy Trivia today. Trying to get his hands on a gift certificate. Mr. Mike Steakhouse Casual, the casualest place ever. Home of the famous Mike Burger. Best damn thing that'll ever hit your lips. All right, let's go to Ash this morning. Ash, you ready to play?
Yes.
All right, I will start the ticker after we read the first question. You need 3 of 5. Good luck, my man. Here we go. Who did the Oilers lose to last night?
Seattle.
Name one former Oiler on the Kraken.
Eberle.
Which North American Pro League doesn't have a team in Seattle?
NBA.
What was the name of the old NBA team in Seattle?
Supersonics.
Name one player who played for the Supersonics.
Sean Kemp.
There we go. Kemp was coming. 4 out of 5. You got it.
Oh, my God. Damn it, Shake. Stop it.
They are going to remember that AM radio is a viable and modern source for news and entertainment.
Totally.
People don't listen to AM like they used to. Seems like it's more about FM and color TV.
That's stupid.
It sure is, Kevin.
I'm stoked. You stoked?
I'm stoked.
Just stoked.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
Cannot come to my house. No, not today.
A lot of history on that one, hey? You took him back in time a bit.
On the Club
last night. Well, just the former Oiler. Got to think about that for a bit, and then the whole Supersonic stuff. Oh, I know.
He was smooth. I was
Great
proud of him.
performance.
Yeah.
And he got Kemp. I mean,
I was wondering, it was a little wordy, that third question, which North American Pro League doesn't have a team in Seattle. But he got that quickly.
Yeah.
He nailed it.
Yeah, he was
Supersonics. I would have really loved to have heard a Detlef Shrimp. I mean, that would have really got us aroused today.
Give me the glove.
God, that would have been good. Nielson Show coming at you from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen studio this morning. If you haven't tried the blackened chicken burger at Popeyes, you haven't tried the best chicken sandwich in the history of chicken sandwiches. We've got That Hurts coming up. We're going to go there in about 10 minutes. I guess we should probably unlock the door downstairs just in case the brewery guy
somebody's
rolls in.
talking really loud. Are you hearing that? I walked to the hallway. I can't find him. Well, now they've shut up.
I'm not hearing a thing.
But I went out there, and there's somebody down. It must be one of the other, maybe an early tattoo.
Maybe that's... what time does the doors usually open down there? They're open at 8? Well, then we're good. They're already open, Trev. We don't have to worry about it. If they open at 8 usually, you'll be able to come on in. We're going to get beer of the week. We got scalding hot takes coming up. Jam-packed third hour. Sound of the day today will obviously be our boys from Whale and the Wolf coming after an Esty with the Cavis Reed pump-up song. Like, where do we go from here? We've got all gas, no brakes. We've got the Cavis Reed pump-up song already locked and loaded. What else gets in the mix over the next 11 months for Song of the Year at the Estes?
780-218-9999.
Year 2 is just going to be insane. Like, John T. and Victoria hasn't even entered the conversation yet in year 2.
Oh, he's just sitting back.
Oh, yeah.
He's waiting in the reeds, eh?
He's going to come in out of nowhere with the all gas, no brakes, Whale and the Wolf, Cavis Reed pump-up remix.
For Wheel.
We're going to be like, what? How'd that happen? Dallas from Nelson. Might not be heard of until the playoffs. Who knows?
Oh, and you got a Teef as well in the mix.
Teef's in the mix. I'm going to probably write a song or two that will play throughout the year. So, it's going to be a deep category.
My weekly rankings of power from yesterday.
It's going to be, there's some options there. Amber Sun. Like, there's a lot of potential here.
Yeah.
A lot of potential. All right, let's get into 3 questions too many for the great staff at Park Mazda. Lieutenant Eric, do you have a liner for the segment?
3 questions too many brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer Principal Mitchell Lewicki, where he really wanted to be part of this morning's rave. Park Mazda, your dealer for life. I did tweet out at Lieutenant_Eric, you having the time of your life beside the light show. If you did miss it this morning, if you
did you tweet that out already?
Go on Twitter. It's framed now. You're just loving it. And the light show, I think it captures Iwanek's brilliance again, how he kind of set that all up. So if it didn't really translate too much, perhaps this will get you going. But real nice, real fun. We should almost turn that on during Beer of the Week. Set the mood.
I mean, the boys will be playing over top of Beer of the Week.
Well, you have it all going. Yeah.
All right, so you put that out on Twitter. Trev, do you have a Twitter account? What do you got going on over there?
Yes, I do. You can follow me at YouTube_Trev.
We'll give this guy a follow.
All the coolest stuff.
Are you still ahead of Glue Guy? I mean, you both got to 1,000, so it doesn't matter anymore.
Haven't looked since the race.
Yeah.
Since I beat him fair and square. Yeah, and also
Changing 200.
Oh, this should be a changing 300 day with the Cavis Reed pump up thing and Beer of the Week and the Oilers preseason almost over.
Down.
Let's get this thing done. Hammer the thumbs up if you're watching over on YouTube today. And if you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or EdmontonSportsTalk.com, you know how easy it is to actually listen. Send the link, send the app to your buddies so they can hop into and tell them, hey, the guys are giving away a trip to Los Angeles. Might want to start listening to EST. Question number 1. Had to figure this was going to come up. Kind of disappointed we didn't get to it ourselves already this morning. Boys, do you think the Oilers should just play Kulak on the right side with Nurse and then pray that the third pair doesn't get caved?
What was Gazdic's whole lineup there, too? He had something a little different.
Well, he said he liked Dermott with Nurse.
Right.
And then he would go Emberson with Kulak. But he also said Stetcher would be a guy you could play there.
So you're saying play 4 and then kind of to hell with the rest. Yeah. Give it a shot. I think there's lots of combinations here that you can try, and may the best one win.
I don't know, man.
It's an option. Like
it is an option.
Yeah, why not?
It wouldn't be my first pick, but I mean, Kulak has done it in the past. Has he?
He's a better defenseman than the other options.
Yeah, and so if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be him probably. But I kind of side with Gazdic. I'd like Dermott with Nurse, and then I'd like to see Troy Stetcher and Kulak for the third pair.
Stetcher and Kulak for the third pair.
Probably what I'd have.
And then Emerson's your 7 and Brown's in the American League?
Yes.
That's probably reasonable.
Brown to get sent down. Yeah. We've been waiting for.
What do you say, people? 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Surveyor Bredesen says, guys, I can't believe the Reed Wilkins sports guy can't even get a mention with Song of the Year. Shake my head. Yeah, that was a song that Surveyor Brett put together for the Reed Wilkins show.
Oh.
Jason and LeDuc also put together that banger too.
Doing work for the PM Nasty now.
Yeah.
Hey, Surveyor Brett.
Problem with Jason and LeDuc is that kind of was under last year's, because we played that in August the first time, or was it in September?
No,
if it's in September, it would qualify. It would be in the mix.
I think
too.
it just gets under the.
Yeah, it might just be that right amount of time there too.
But a lot of track to go. Like
Yeah,
that's
a
the
lot
thing
of
now.
runway
You
here.
almost don't want to, show up too early. In
That's
a
the
sense,
thing.
right? Like
that's the thing. All of a sudden, it's like, sorry, Clausen and Zacticum, but there's been so much better.
It's so old.
Top
Yeah,
of mind,
yeah.
right? All right, let's get in question number 2. Hey guys, I thought you were joking about MBT being the starter this week. Can you give the number one reason that that's happening?
Well, doesn't he have more wins than Trey Ford as a starter this year?
Is that what we're going with?
Well, he's what 3-9. Trey's 2-1. Like, hey, I'm trying to make a case here.
Well, I'll just throw it out there for you. I can't think of one good reason MBT would start this game now that your season's essentially over.
Yeah, no, I agree.
How is Trey Ford not starting this football game?
Well, and also, I think in terms of just getting the fan base on your side in a game like this, what's going to be reaction? I mean, everybody knows now what's going to happen, but when they step to the field, I mean, Trey goes out there and it's like, seriously. MBT goes out there, nothing against him personally, but it's not going to get the pop that you desperately need with your season now on the line or essentially over.
I honestly think MBT could beat the Riders this week. I still don't like the decision. I still don't like the decision. Like,
it's an optics.
Trey Ford has owned the Riders whenever he's played them. Like has he not played well against the Riders?
Well,
Trey Ford's played well against the Riders.
And he brings us something different to the table. We've said situationally, maybe that Bombers defense is a little more apt to be dealing with him as opposed to the one in Saskatchewan.
I mean, if Jarius Jackson was in any way a Trey Ford guy, Trey Ford would be starting this game. It's as simple as that. They can say what they want, everything's, but
3 wins.
I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You're going back to MBT here. I said at the beginning of last week, just so I'm not one of these guys who's flip-flopping here, I said I thought MBT gave him a better chance to beat the Bombers last week, but I would automatically, no matter what happens, go back to Trey Ford this week. What happened? Even if MBT beat the Bombers, I was still saying start Trey Ford this week. What ended up happening? They ended up getting absolutely spanked. MBT got some touchdowns in garbage time, and they're running it back out. Like, I can't believe Larry Thompson. Like, Larry Thompson has to know that when MBT takes the field on Saturday, there will be boos from those in attendance at Commonwealth. It's just, I can't think of a good reason you're not going back to Trey Ford. So let me say this sentence. I can't think of a good reason you're not going back to Trey Ford outside of the fact that you don't think he's the guy moving forward.
Sure.
Like, that's the answer to this question. What's one good reason that Trey Ford's not starting this? He's not their guy moving forward.
I'll say it to you again. 2 wins for Ford, 3 for MBT.
The best justification of all time.
Screw the losses, but
Giant Mike says, guys, there must be something about Ford coaches don't like that we don't see. Yeah,
yeah. Otherwise, you'd be.
I can't think of another reason.
But you're thinking maybe the question that he's asking too is that on the field play or is it something else? And I'm not saying he's bad in the room or anything like that or insinuating anything, but maybe something was done before. And I mean, coaches, they're pretty loyal to their guys or whomever they are. And this is a regime that came from the prior one that was let go. So
your season's on the line, as it was last week. You gave the other guy a shot last week. Didn't do it. Team wasn't good. Not all on MBT, didn't win. You've got a chance here to evaluate Trey Ford against a team that he usually plays very well against in a game that you absolutely have to have, and you don't even want to see what that looks like, and we're supposed to believe that this organization wants him to be their guy next year? I'm sorry. I mean...
But again,
I can't buy into that.
We've also done the where will Trey Ford go and what offers him the better opportunity. Now, a lot of things can change, but as of today...
Let me throw this one at you. What happens next year in this city? And this is just speculation. But they obviously like MBT more than Trey Ford. What happens in this city next year if let's say they lose out, maybe they win 1 or 2 more, whatever. What happens next year if at the beginning of the year, Jarius Jackson's the head coach, G. Roy's the GM, MBT is back as your starting quarterback, and Trey Ford is on someone else's roster somewhere else. How does that go over for an organization that's trying to win fans back?
One more time.
Jarius is still here.
Yes.
G-Roy's still here.
G-Roy's still here.
MBT's your starting quarterback. Trey Ford is on somebody else's roster.
But who?
I'm just throwing it out there.
No, I know. A lot of things can happen in this whole quarterback carousel, and you throw the old VAJ option into the mix that a lot of people seem to be clamoring for. MBT can't be back. We talked about it the other day, and you mentioned, too, the whole structure of this organization. You named the president. And sometimes, and I know, Matthew, I want to kind of had trouble dealing with this as well. If the president has to come in and say, hey, Trey Ford is your guy, that's a little weird, too, by saying that, hey, now you have to hire a coach that wants Trey Ford to be the guy. I get all that. But I think the president needs to be put in place, then a vision from there, and you go down and down and down. But you're right. If you're running back 50% of the names you mentioned, that's not good enough. Especially when we've discussed this is a chance to clean slate. This is a chance. Not a lot of organizations get this with the fan base on their side to say, yes, go forth, clean it all out. Let's do this together and come together and do it. So I don't know why you would not take that opportunity to do that, especially when the people under the interim tags are currently 5-10.
Han Shorkoff is in. Season seat holder since I was 18. I'm now 27. And this is the first game I'm not going to because of a football decision. And I know other season seat holders doing the same. They built up all this goodwill over the past 2 months and are just throwing it down the drain, which I think is a very fair take at this point. Abutsky says, if the Elks lose out, do you seriously think G-Roy and Jarius will be here next year? If they lose out, no. But what if they win 2 of 3, miss the playoffs? Then what happens? They get Calgary still. Probably beat Calgary.
Dean Melange says it's probably worst case scenario, Dusty, with what you laid out there. And it's got to be. I don't know how. But even if you do rifle off a couple of wins,
Question number 3. I saw this pop up last night as well. This was in the nasty chat of the pregame show. Or was it Reed Wilkins show or pregame show?
Kind of bleeds
one of them.
into
One of them. Anyway, there's so much great content here at Edmonton Sports Talk.
Got it.
Sometimes it overlaps and I get confused. But this question came in because it says, guys, I saw Gager say something about the first EST attempted murder. Do we know the details of it? And if not, please play a game of Clue. Who killed who with what and the where?
Are we doing a murder mystery here? Well, we have to dress up and kind of.
Does any of you guys know about any of this?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Gager said tomorrow on EST Afternoons, details of the first attempted murder in Edmonton Sports Talk history.
Does this involve the spa downstairs?
I can think of 2 things. And if somebody knows the details, please pass them along. Gager, you pass them along. I'm thinking somebody was in a vehicle and went to pull out, and when somebody else was walking on the road and they almost hit him. Or it has something to do with that damn toaster oven next to the sink. You never know. I would guess toaster oven electrocution by Hernan of Gager in the kitchen.
That road, though, can be dicey, hey? People just rip down here.
Yeah, people flying down this road. It's like it's meant for Fast and the Furious races.
Need a traffic light, hey?
And the cops are busy somewhere else.
Right in front of the building.
I don't know. I want to know. I want to know the details.
People are solving it in the nasty chat as we speak.
Okay,
we have the murder weapon. We have the individuals. People are pointing fingers. Penner's Pancake says Tommy tried to kill Reed with a poisonous cookie.
Is that what it was?
We've learned about his allergen.
I did see this in the meeting yesterday.
It was in the meeting?
So right before the meeting.
Okay.
Tommy had grabbed.
He had
the peanut butter, one of
those peanut butter cookies that were over here. Twitter Mary's
peanut butter cookies.
Just ration up.
Well, no. He went to go eat it, and then Reed said something, I think, and then Tommy was like, "Oh snap!" And then he he put it away.
But he can't be around that stuff. He told a story about on the road with Stoff, I guess, in Philly or something. He was in a
Stoff
bed.
always takes a jar of peanut butter with him everywhere. And
weird.
Stoff with a jar of peanut butter in Philadelphia.
In a hotel room with Reed.
Does taste good.
Peanut butter does taste good. I had some last night. Sometimes before I go to bed, I'll have a little scoop of peanut butter.
Yeah.
Nobody's watching. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Sneaky Tom, hey? Trying to...
Man, of course it's Gazzola. So Gazzola attempted to murder Reed Wilkins yesterday.
Yeah.
Maybe we have our chip thief.
That sounds like
engaging in these nefarious acts.
You guys are in the meetings with HR Daddy. Was there anything about attempting to murder another client that could get somebody in trouble?
Not in the handbook.
No, it wasn't in the handbook.
I didn't see it.
No.
Once again, HR Daddy drops the ball.
No, it's a pretty
How
thin
could you
book.
put together a
Might be in the fine print.
10-page handbook and not mention in possible scenarios with attempted
Got
murder?
to be a little more thick.
That being said, no more peanut stuff around here. Although I would be tempted to stab Reed with an EpiPen at some point. I've never EpiPen somebody.
yeah.
I think that would be kind of cool. As long as we know it's going to work.
Duckdet says game of cookies.
Game of cookies?
Not bad.
That's pretty funny. All right, well, that's you know what? That's good to know. There's some sort of Tommy nuts on the hangout. Reed's allergic to peanuts joke.
Chips.
There's something there. Oh, the judge is here. He's ready. Okay, so here's what we're gonna. Well, we have to get to that hurts. We're gonna go that. Man, Gager took his wig home.
Love it.
I love it. We're going to get to that hurts. We're going to do that right now. Then we're going to get into a sports update. Then we're going to come back with scalding hot takes. Then we're going to get to beer of the week. Jam-packed third hour. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up. Man, imagine if Tommy actually bit into that cookie. And then yesterday in the meeting, how many points does somebody get in the meeting if you saved Reed's life with an EpiPen? I'm going to say plus 10.
I want to go
minus 5. It would have been a salary off the books. Unbelievable, this guy. All right, let's get into that hurts right now. Brought to you by.
Speaking of which,
yeah. I have a feeling Reed might be firing a text to Trent and being like, "Hey, just a heads up, we got to keep an eye on Tommy Gazzola." James H. Brown, injury lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law. If you've been injured in an accident, you go to jameshbrown.com right now. I don't think they'll take on the case of the attempted murder, Gazzola, on Reed Wilkins. But that's got to end up somewhere in the... is that a controversy? Would that be a controversy?
The first in the attempted murder category, I think.
I'm trying to think. Story of the year? How do we get an Esty out of this attempted murder of Reed Wilkins? All right, that hurts today for James H. Brown. I'm just going to lay this out. And I'm not going to be that the guy who's like, I'm going to say I thought this was an okay move at the time, but this was pre-trading CC. This was pre-losing Broberg. But the Oilers did spend $12.5 million on Perry, Janmark, Henrique, Skinner, and Arvidsson this offseason. And we're still sitting here today going, the best option to play with Darnell Nurse is a guy who's played 30 games in the National Hockey League and was claimed off waivers a year ago. I'm wondering if Jeff Jackson should have spent some money on the back end as opposed to the $2.75 million spent on Matthias Janmark and Corey Perry. Could there have been a better distribution of the cap space that they did find a way to use at free agency? And we were sitting here that day being like, Arvidsson, oh my God, Skinner, we get it. I was part of the problem. We all were. But at the time, they still had CeCe. And at the time, they still had Broberg on the back end. Now you're sitting here going, you spent all this money on these guys, and we have no idea how it's going to work for their second and third pairing right shot D-man. That hurts a little bit. I think that has to hurt a little bit. Did the spending of the money, as opposed to trying to make Broberg a priority or build it so you could keep CeCe around, the over-exaggeration of adding forwards to a group of forwards that were already pretty good and completely forgetting about the back end kind of hurts a little bit right now. I think that's fair. You can disagree with me. You can not agree. Whatever. You can agree with me, disagree with me. 780-218-9999. Trev, you almost look like you're hurt just listening to what I laid out here on That Hurts today for James H. Brown.
Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20, right? Knowing what they know now, I feel like he definitely would have not signed at least two of those guys. Like, they could have gone without Corey Perry for sure. Matthias Janmark probably as well. But yeah, like this definitely hurts. And it's, it hurts now, but it's not even the regular season. So like, who knows how much hurting Oilers fans are going to be hurting, pretty soon. So Yeah, like I completely agree with what you're saying.
Smitty the Welder says, who's that defenseman? I mean, I just listed two that they had, that they essentially had to sacrifice because of how much they spend up front. I mean, if you're rolling this blue line back this year with CC and Broberg, are you not feeling a lot more confident? But it's not like you lost those. Like, I guess you could have taken Broberg more of a priority on him. You technically did lose him to an offer sheet. But you could have kept those two guys if you would have handled it properly. And instead, we're sitting here going, Emberson's going to play with Nurse. And Nurse didn't look great last night. He's got to get up to speed here. You're going to give him some time. I still think Darnell Nurse will be good for them this year. But I don't know, man. It's an interesting use of dollars that has left them extremely thin on the back end, which is tough to look at, I think. All right, that hurts. James H. Brown, heavy hitters of injury law. If you've been injured in an accident, go to jameshbrown.com. Guys, isn't there a better D-man the Oilers can go out and grab for cheaper than Brown and has more experience and is young? Yeah, Chris, he's here on a PTO. It's Travis Dermott. He's 3 years younger. He's been better in his National Hockey League career. He's been better in camp. He's been better in the preseason. He should get a contract, and it would come in less than what you're paying Josh Brown. So, yeah, they have that guy. They just got to get him signed. All right, let's get to an update for Sit and Sleep. On the other side, we've got Joaquin Gage, Scalding Hot Takes. Then we're going to dive into Beer of the Week, which should be very fun. 88 Brewing Company out of Calgary. Adam is here. He's ready to roll. We're going to get into that. That's on the way. More of your reaction. Hit us up, 780-218-9999. If you're watching over on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. Let's get to this update with LTE.
It's week 5 in the NFL this evening. The Falcons at home to the Buccaneers. You can join me for this one at the Century Casino Sports Bar Lounge. Fun, theater, friends, smoked brisket cheesesteaks on special, and your next chance at some NFL garb via the scoreboard. Sticking with football, the Elks and Riders Saturday at 5. The Elks Tailgate Chili Cook-Off will take place prior to the game at the tailgate. Elks 4 points back of the Lions for third in the West. Week 18 kicks off tomorrow from Hamilton between the Ticats and Bombers. The Oilers getting pumped by the Kraken out in Seattle 6-2 in preseason play. Leon Draisaitl and Travis Dermott supplying the offense. Olivier Rodrigue stopping 18 of 24 shots in net. Oilers will round out the preseason tomorrow night in Vancouver. Regular season puck drop Wednesday at home to the Jets. The Oil Kings are on a road for the pair beginning tomorrow night in Brandon and winding up a Saturday night in Regina. One game in the AJ last night saw Camrose win on the road 3-2 against Lloyd. Action resumes tomorrow night with 5 games. Major League Baseball playoffs saw the Royals, Tigers, and Padres all advancing to the divisional round yesterday. The Brewers evening their series with the Mets. Game 3 will go later this evening at 5:08. And the Golden Bears football team will host UBC tomorrow night from Foot Field, kickoff at 7. While puck drop on the Golden Bears regular season goes tomorrow night as well on the road against Grant McEwen. The wait is over. Sit and Sleep is now open. Celebrate with 20,000 square feet of savings on the trendiest furniture, home decor, and mattresses. Apply for your Sit and Sleep card today to make no payment for 18 months interest-free and be entered to win your purchase up to $5,000 on furniture and home decor. Next to Planet Fitness in South Edmonton Common.
The Nielson Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
.833 on the Nielson Show, brought to you by Southfort Chevrolet. If you have not yet visited Southfort Chevrolet, no better day to do it than tomorrow, as we will be on location from 6 in the morning until 6 at night out at Southfort Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot. Come have a visit. Come on out, see us, Daniel, his family-friendly sales team at Southfort Chev. Tell them EST sent you to get an additional $1,000 credit on your trade-in vehicle. Food, drinks, giveaways, Oktoberfest celebration, exclusive sales and deals all throughout the day that we will be announcing as we work our way through the day. I'm bringing a selection of my own Nerf guns to engage in a epic Nerf war.
Got to pick up that ammo too, eh?
Yeah, I got to make a stop for ammo today, so I got that going on. The Fort Sask AAA U17 team will be on site helping with a little barbecue as we work our way through the day. They got the slap shot radar set up as well, so you can come out and get that clapper gunned, and then all season long you can text in and be like, guys, remember when I fired 74 mile per hour slap shot? Calm down. Boys and Girls Club of Fort Sask will be on site as well. They're going to be accepting donations for the youth sports program, and they're in need of some school snacks for the kids. So even if you just want to pop by, drop off some snacks here for the Fort Sask Boys and Girls Club, and make sure all those kids have enough snacks. There's going to be German pretzels. Claire's doing a great job organizing this thing. Yeah. I'm very much looking forward to it. All right, let's bring in the judge of scalding hot takes here, Joaquin Gage. All rise, there he is. Gager, you got the wig at home. Beautiful, buddy. It looks terrific. Are you also wearing like a judge's robe? It kind of looks like that today.
Yeah, of course I am. I've been wearing this thing since I brought it home last night. I was chasing my wife around all night.
What a weirdo.
Let's just say, Dusty, that she fought the law and the law won.
When you hit the thing. Gager, how about Tommy trying to kill Reed Wilkins yesterday?
I haven't seen, I don't know what's going on here, Dusty. With this meeting, Tommy's nuts. They're like the big dwarf star, the gravitational pull of Tommy, and we're just planets circling around. I haven't seen a controversy like this. I say that because I have the wig on.
Of course, yeah.
He the subtle little way he was trying to get Reed to eat this cookie yesterday. I was shocked, and I haven't seen anything like this since the Red Wedding. So this is we might have to take a deep dive into Tommy's, because I saw him talking to Twitter Mary at the Estes.
Oh,
I don't.
Interesting.
And then, like a week later, we get this package of goodies.
Packaged cookies too. Very
well packaged. Yeah.
Zach ate a lot.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. It's.
I think you were accusing Tommy at the Estes of telling Twitter Mary Reed's allergic to peanut butter. We're going to need you to bring in some peanut cookies, and then I'm going to somehow force him to eat them.
He's represented himself this morning in the Paris Jewelers inbox. You've got to be kidding me. He texts in at 8:28. I thought they were ginger snaps.
Yeah.
Is that a sound, lock solid defense argument here?
I don't know. I'm watching Menendez Brothers or whatever on Netflix. It's, I don't know. It's pretty similar.
I would
play the Milli Vanilli.
I'd respect him more if he just said, "Yeah, I was trying to kill him." I also think that there's a fun text here to be had on ways Tommy would trick Reed into eating a peanut butter cookie. One of which I imagine Tommy sitting at the other end of the table in the meeting yesterday with a fishing rod and a peanut butter cookie hooked to the end of it, and he's lowering it down in front of Reed's face. Oh God. 780-218-9999 is where you can chime in on that. All right, scalding hot. Yeah, go ahead.
I didn't realize today was I had to put a little bit extra effort in. I didn't listening to the farewell song to Rick Pinter.
Oh, to Pinter, yeah.
That got me. That got me. So
it was very sad. I remember playing it that morning, man. I was emotionally a train wreck.
I'm Rick Pinter.
Oh God.
Yeah, that was tough. So this is for you, Rick.
Oh, that's wow! Another hitting of the thing, whatever that is. All right, let's get to scalding hot takes for Claiborne Services. Take your career to the next level with Claiborne Services, where they have lots of funny, hilarious attempted murders as well. Just like
murder in the house.
Oh my God! Tommy, leave us alone! Oh my God! I can't believe you tried to kill Reed yesterday, dude.
Bullshit.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
He says,
well, what if he was allergic to ginger? We need to ask everybody. Well, everything we're eating now.
Sure.
Yeah.
Except Zach.
Unbelievable, this guy. Are you okay, Trev? Yeah, look at it coming in like that. Yeah.
It terrified me.
Unbelievable.
He's a killer.
All right. Scalding hot takes for Claiborne Services. Trev, you got all the sounds today? I don't have them in the system over here. Remember, you got the bed too? We'll need the bed too.
I can do this, I guess.
They're hiring all positions right now, including journeyman bricklayer. Man, imagine becoming a journeyman. Hell, I even like to become an apprentice. I think they're both very cool things. Take advantage of their outstanding mentorship program and work with peace of mind knowing that they're an industry leader in safety. Visit www.clayburnservices.com or make it easy and give Jeff a call at 780-910-6728. We were trying to remember last week. We're like, who did we tell Atif to send his songs to? And we're like, oh, yeah. It was Jeff at Clayburn Services.
Fire it away, Wheels.
780-910-6728. All right, let's get into it. Trev, you are the defending champion. You will go first, all right? Lieutenant Eric, you're second.
super.
I got the hammer today. Judge, are you ready?
Let's begin.
All right, Trev, you can hit the bed and we'll get rolling whenever.
Where is this bad boy?
Oh, boy. Rookie of the year?
Hot take.
Are we experiencing a sophomore slump here?
Time now for scalding
got
hot takes.
Yardage finders are gimmicks.
Hot take alert.
Paper straws are better than plastic chopsticks.
That's a hot take.
If Josh Brown doesn't make the Oilers, he could be one of those things that people learn to ride a motorbike when they're getting around on their test.
Careful. That take's hot.
The Calgary Flames will make the playoffs this year.
The hottest of takes.
Leaving your Christmas tree up all year should be a normal practice.
Hot take alert.
If Josh Brown doesn't make the Oilers, he could be placed behind parked utility company trucks while they do work.
That's a hot take.
You know Brown is bad when he makes Nurse look good.
Careful. That take's hot.
Rice is the best side dish to any meal.
The hottest of takes.
If Josh Brown doesn't make the Oilers, he can be used on the Henday to force people into a zipper merge.
Wow, scalding hot take.
Ben Gleason won't be cracking the Oilers lineup.
Hot take alert.
Gazzola stole the chips, ate the jerky, and was also black sedan creep.
That's a hot take.
If Josh Brown doesn't make the Oilers, he should stand next to open manholes to make sure people don't fall in.
Careful. That take's hot.
When Ben Gleason asked Knobloch if he made the team, Knobloch said, no, not today.
The hottest of takes.
Matthew Iwanek is smarter than Eric Ten Hag.
Wow, scalding hot take.
If Josh Brown doesn't make the Oilers, he could stand at the corner of a CFL end zone.
Careful. That take's hot.
Spraying him. Just spraying him with bullets, eh?
All right, let's throw it over to the judge.
Great job again, guys. I know it's hard being with a alleged murderer in the building. It's hard to focus, but the glove is on the move. Dusty.
Whoa! Wow, I thought it was going to LT. I'll take it.
You sent Brown down.
As Danny says, he goes, Dusty wins for committing to the pylon references. I was Googling last night usages for orange cones. And I managed to find a few of them.
You murdered him. You fed Brown a peanut butter cookie.
I'll take it. Big Ukes distance cousin says YTT back to back. Duck Dad says Dusty. He's already dead.
You murdered him. Like yeah.
As TV Burkle says, sadly, he's very much alive. Georgia Satellite's calling it a farce. I see hashtag justice for LTE.
Yeah.
Kyle the Embalmer says he had Trev at 20, Eric at 15, Dusty at 22. Dave, great handle, Dave. Dave says, come on, how much did Dusty pay the judge for this farce? Gager, you like the commitment to the cones, to the pylons, I guess?
I liked it because, he's been the hottest topic in the sporting world in Edmonton here over the last few games with the Edmonton Oilers, and I liked your commitment to it. Sometimes that puts it over the edge. It's one of those things where you hear it once, okay, it's amusing, but I really like the commitment. Like, it was close. You had it by my marking system. Eric was 0.5 behind you. And I was actually quite worried because we would have had to go to a sixth take. But I felt your commitment would just put you that much over the edge.
I didn't have a take ready for the takeoff today.
I've explained this.
I know it's coming. It's coming.
Have one in the bag because that was close, boys. That was very, very close.
All right, Gager. Well, we'll see you around the office later on today, buddy.
Well, I hope so, because I just got a gift from at the front door. It says T Gazzola on there. Or it says actually T Littlefinger Gazzola.
Yeah, I can't wait till you get in today. You come over and you're like, hey, Dusty, how's it going? And Tommy slides in and slits your throat. Right? Is that too far? Go sleep. Yeah, it's a Game of Thrones reference. All right, Gage, we'll talk to you later, buddy.
Later.
There you go. Gage will be in. Two Guys and Goalie today. We're going to continue our Two Guys and Goalie top 30 players in the league. We did 30 through 21 on Tuesday. We'll get to 20 through 11 today. And then, of course, it'll be on EST Afternoons with her and Nance Alice and Joaquin Gage. They had Struddy on yesterday. If you haven't checked that out, real fun visit from Jason Strudwick. They'll also have a chance for you to qualify for the EST Flyway to LA, which will also have an opportunity for you on the hangout coming up at 9 o'clock today. Great hangout today. Maddie, Tommy, Jasmine, and the one and only Will Fraser. Will Fraser in the house today on the hangout. You gotta be around for that one. That's good. Tango says, guys, I got it. Brown was signed, so we'd forget about the nurse contract.
Hell of a take.
Brilliant.
That's a hell of a take.
Brilliant move, man. You might want to text that in today. Just saying. 780-218-9999. All right. Let's get into. Hey, Trev, do you got the Beer of the Week song over there? Let's hit it. Hit it. Beer of the Week. Let's get into Beer of the Week. Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week, available as its own podcast as well. So if you've not yet checked that out, all you have to do is go on all your podcasting platforms, wherever you get your podcasts, and search Beer of the Week. Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week, and find the podcast for you. Trev, you want to go grab some of those glasses we got kicking around? I want to give this thing a pour. I want to dive into this. Great to meet you, man. How you doing?
Hey, great. How are you?
Good. Yeah, nice to meet you. Let's move that mic a little bit closer there.
Sure thing. Yeah.
There we go. So you drove up from Calgary?
Yeah, I came up Tuesday actually.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Make a week. Days, so do a little bit of work here.
Do you do a little bit of work around here? A little bit of business here?
I do. I lead the sales team up in Edmonton, so I come up every couple of weeks just to check in and see the fine folks of Edmonton. Gotta say I love the city, so it's always a treat.
All right, we've got Beer of the Week, Sobeys and Safeway Liquor. We got a gift certificate we're going to give away a little bit later on as well. Everybody knows that, so make sure you stick around for that. We're with Adam Buck, Community Manager, Northern Alberta Sales with 88 Brewing. Tell me a little about 88. Let's just start there. We'll get to the beer, but tell me a little bit about 88.
Yeah, for sure. So we are a brewery that just celebrated our 6th anniversary in August, actually.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, we're pretty excited about that. There's been a lot of, interesting things have happened in the last 6 years, so it was great. With 4 friends, kind of classic story, brewing some beers in their garage, thought they tasted pretty decent, thought they'd take it up to the big leagues and start their own brewery. And so that's exactly what happened in 2018. It's been great. So we're 88 Brewing out of Calgary. We named ourselves that in honor of the year that Calgary hosts the Winter Olympics. It's our only little sports leverage we can hold over the fine folks of Edmonton these days. So we got to milk.
You did have the Olympics.
Yeah, we had the Olympics. No City of Champions, but and so we just knock out lots of fun. A lot of our beers are kind of like 80s retro themed, modern retro. So this one we're sampling today is our Hammer Pants West Coast Pale Ale.
So what else do you guys have for names then, if we're kind of tying it today? I mean, how old are you?
So I am 39 years old.
Okay, I'm 43. I grew up in the 80s as a kid. Sure. I love the idea. When I saw Hammer Pants, I was like, oh, these guys know what's up.
For sure. So we've done like Bebop and Rocksteady were a couple of beers that we've done.
Okay. The Duotang dry hopped.
Yes.
Duotang.
They incorporate Duotang.
Yeah, I love Duotangs.
We've got that's our kind of core sour. Our wave pool tropical IPA is named after the fact that in the 80s they built like wave pools in all of the rec centers
everywhere.
And then Night Gallery is our hazy pale ale. It's kind of our flagship, and it's named after the Night Gallery, which is a music venue in Calgary for like 30 years.
Nice.
So a few of them are a little tied to like home, but more broadly, they're just kind of fun names that we do kind of all over. Lots of like music and movie references from the 80s and 90s type things. And yeah.
I almost feel like I don't know, Rick, what would you say the percentage of brewers we have in here? It's just like, man, you know, me and some buddies were just like brewing it in a garage. And then we're like, you know what? We should probably make and then like one of the guys like loses their job. And they're like, well, maybe you could sort of start it full time. And then
there's a format and then you all just fill in the blanks individually.
And they're all
with
a
your
great
details.
story. Every one of them's a great story.
100%. It's kind of funny how it works out that way. I mean, they changed the laws so that you could do small scale operations like that in 2013. So
was it 2013 when they changed that? Okay.
Yeah. So it actually became a real dream for people that you could produce just like 500 hectoliters, which is a huge quantity of beer and still be fine to do. And yeah, so you had those people that were just pining to do it at home. And then the rules changed so that you could be able to do it. And in, 10 years, there's been 150 breweries have opened up in the province. So
that's insane.
It's great to see what happens when you make it,
Your taproom menu is outrageous, though. and for people listening in Calgary and going, the Good Morning Vietnamese Coffee Stout, like
that's right.
The namings on all these are just hilarious and really good. But I mean, it's pretty populated. Non-alcoholic options, wine by the glass, and everything like that.
Whereabouts is that in Calgary? What's the address?
So our taproom's on Portland Street. It's kind of by the Crossroads Farmers Market, just in the Inklewood Ramsey neighborhood. We have Portland Street Pizza that operates out of our space, which does big Sicilian style, like crusty squares, which is like truly delicious. Like you said, we have like wine and cocktail offerings as well, non-alcoholic sodas for the kiddies. Very family friendly, very open, inclusive space for anybody that wants to come by. We do a little bit of everything. So
let me ask you this, and Eric will ask you this too. Favorite food to eat with a beer?
Oh, I mean.
Hot food. We're talking
I mean, whatever you want. Okay. If you want to say peanuts, you can say peanuts. If you want to say chips,
a good pretzel in a beer, man.
A warm pretzel, You get
the Bavarian,
I like a salty, warm pretzel.
Get a little mustard going in there. That's the way it should be done. I love a good sandwich as well, but I don't know, maybe just like a burger. I think it depends on the beer. I think there's a beer for every occasion. If I'm having a stout or a big IPA, I'm probably going to want two different things. Something spicy, maybe for an IPA.
Yeah.
Something really rich, but with a stout. Maybe it's dessert,
Yeah. No, that's
a good bratwurst.
Yeah.
With a beer.
Getting into a good sausage and a beer is always a nice.
I like a good hot dog and beer.
Like something you can hold in one hand, you get your food. Exactly. In the other hand, you got your beer. That's the perfect.
Yeah. You don't want to be sitting there having to use a fork and a knife and all that type of stuff.
You got to put your beer down. What's the point of doing that?
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to have to do that. All right. It's the Hammer Pants West Coast Pale Ale. 2 4-packs for $25. That's the deal right now at Sobeys and Safeway Liquor. Real nice deal. Yeah. 8 tall boys for $25. Let's try this thing. Let's pour us a crack of this here. Trev, did you want some? Isn't there more glasses over there? You can go get another glass. Up in the middle above the sink if you want one. You don't have to have one. Just saying. Oh, boy. Look at this.
So
look at this.
Hey, now.
Yeah. This is our classic West Coast pale ale. And this is actually the first beer of ours that won National Gold Medal at the Canadian Beverage Awards.
This is an award winner.
This is an award winner.
I think in the spreadsheet you put him in for Pour of the Year for our. We do an Estes and award show at the station. Terrific. This is something else.
Usually they pour it like this much. But this is great. I'm still drinking it all in one shot. Get Trev a little sprinkle here of this.
Yeah.
So this is the first one. Have you had other award winners, or this was the first one?
We have. Yeah. So we had one called Ring Pop. That was a hazy IPA. That was our very first beer that won a national award. And then at the provincial level, we've won quite a few as well. We've won.
Really?
Yeah. So we're pretty stoked on that. The team does a really good job researching, all the new ingredients, technologies, trying to really make the most of what they're doing.
I love it.
Love that color. It's yellow fizzy water.
Yeah, this looks really nice.
I'm just gonna drink from the can.
No, you should just drink from the can. Cheers,
man.
Cheers. Cheers to the 80s, man. Let's just do that.
To the 80s, yeah.
Go Hammer. Oh, wow. They're putting them back.
Oh, man, that's really good.
Nice. Smooth. Jimbo chimes in, went to 88 this past summer. Great atmosphere, branding, merch, and most importantly, the beer is delicious. Glad we can get it in Manitoba now.
Yes. Yeah, you can. So we've recently expanded across several of the provinces. You can get us in Sask, Manitoba, BC, the Yukon. So
what's that process like, expanding out? Do you have to go through an approval process with the different regulatory?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, there's lots of regulatory hurdles, logistics, distribution, kind of all those things. Some of the provinces are easier because they work with our liquor distribution agency. So it's just like a board-to-board transfer. Some of the other provinces are a lot more involved.
And that's really good.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah. Do you mind? Can we open another one here?
Of course you can.
We won't chug this one. I'll sip it for the rest of the show here. This is, and I'm going to try to taste this one a little bit better this time.
Well, pants have 2 legs, so I mean, right? In a sense,
like
this is.
That's a good point. Yeah, this was.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, of course.
Real tasty, buddy.
Thank you. I'm glad you're like
Cans are nice and bright. Who does the designing on that? Is that kind of an in-house thing, or do you?
So it's a bit of a combination. We do some in-house, but we actually have a marketing agency that when we started out, we were looking for local artists who could kind of understand our vision and bring it to life. And we found two people who met each other through this process, and they actually started their own creative agency, and we were their first client.
Oh, nice.
They're called Public Eye out of Calgary as well. And they've taken on other breweries. They've taken on clients from all over the city, from all over the region. And it's just a really great success story, again, of like how if you let small businesses just come in and do what they want to do, it creates all these peripheral businesses and all these really cool things. And you get to work with lots of rad people. And at the end of the day, I think that's all we want to do.
Ducky's in and says, guys, that Wave Pool IPA might be top 3 in the province.
Oh, thank you. That's actually my personal favorite.
Is that your personal favorite
yeah,
too?
It's our tropical IPA, and it just like, it's always the right beer for me.
Excellent, man. Well, thanks a lot for coming by. We
Thank you so
appreciate
much
it.
for
We'll let
having
you
me. I
slide
really
out as we
appreciate it.
wrap up the show here. That's Adam Buck, Community Manager, Northern Alberta Sales with 88 Brewing. Check out their website, www.88brewing.ca. And the beer of the week, great deal on this Hammer Pants West Coast Pale Ale. 2 4-packs for $25 at Sobeys and Safeway Liquor. We have that gift certificate to Sobeys and Safeway Liquor right now. If you'd like to get your hands on that, just text in Beer Me right now to 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Text Beer Me, and one of you will win that. Thanks a lot for popping by, man. Yeah, well, let's just slide out there. That's good stuff. All right, we're going to slide into the wrap. I see. Hey, Fraser. Somebody tell Fraser Tommy's trying to kill people around here. Be careful. He's talking to Tommy out there right now. You never know. Real nice hangout coming up.
Fraser will probably defend
Jasmine
him in
said
a court
Tommy
of law.
tried to kill her with one of those cookies too. I don't know if Jasmine's allergic to peanuts too or what.
Well, Mary's chimed into the Paris Drew inbox too. It's all coming together now. Like,
Did Mary probably said I had nothing to do with this?
she's
I knew it.
washing her hands.
I
clean.
knew you weren't in on this, Mary. I know, I get it.
Look at these hip stickers too, hey?
Yeah, those stickers are very
What a
cool.
hip
This is
brewery.
a delicious beer.
I want
though.
one of those
Holy
Portland pies
smokes.
now too. I think getting a little peckish.
Oh, that's yummy. Real nice. All right, let's dive into the wrap for William Huff. If you want your place to look as good as ours, they've been doing it since 1952, making everybody look real nice. WilliamHuff.com. What did we learn on the show today, boys?
We didn't get into it, but I told you off the air, Dickinson sounds off on hot seat rumors. As
didn't get into that, yeah.
He swore. He said the F word, and they had it bleeped out on TSN.
Wait, say, I'm here to F and coach?
Yeah, and then they had the dot, like the stars or whatever.
If you look at Dickie, and he's great to deal with, CFL, he does look like he's aged a little bit this year.
Oh, yeah.
Like the stress is
that
getting
neck
there.
beard is...
Calgary was so good for so long, man. Like...
Here's the quote.
I got faith in him.
Here's the quote. What do you want me to say about that? Dickinson said, I'm effing here to work, so I really don't give a damn.
Good.
I'm here to work. Speculate all you want. I'm here to work. He said I'm here to work 3 times.
It would be interesting if general manager Dave Dickinson fires head coach Dave Dickinson and hires somebody else, maybe his brother, to be head coach. Wouldn't that be something?
A real twist.
A real inception in the Canadian Football League. Trev, you learned anything on the show today? What do you got?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I learned Luke. Now I was drawing a blank there, but I learned Luke Gazdic won Most Improved Player 2 years in a row
in junior,
which is kind of amazing, honestly.
Those 2
Kind of a
trophies
flex.
flanking the Esty, on his
that was
trophy
amazing.
shelf.
When
I love that. He's like, yeah.
how much did I suck when I first got here?
That's really good.
Most Improved Player 2 years in a row. In
Like,
junior.
I didn't know that you could do that.
Man, Luke is so good.
He is.
It was awesome having him back.
And he'll be on the Reed Wilkins.
He'll be on the Reed Wilkins show next week, then back
It's
on
like
our
a good
show.
peanut butter. You spread it out on the whole.
Yeah, I think-
you
I
don't
think
want it
you
all
have
in
to.
one bite. You got to kind of...
Yeah, exactly.
Reed would know about that.
I also learned today that Tommy tried to kill Reed with a peanut butter cookie. I had no idea about that until now.
Well, tune into the Hangout where he'll have a platform too.
Gonna have to take Tommy in for a closed door meeting and say, listen, man, you got to stop trying to kill our guys.
Offing them one by one.
Before we get to text of the day, we got to get to sound of the day. How about this? It's going to be in the mix for sound of the year. You know it. It's the Cavis Reed pump up song as performed and produced by Whale and the Wolf.
Hit it.
Hit it.
I can remember back being an 11-year-old kid, about 75 pounds on the basketball court against the neighborhood bully, kicking his behind left, right, and center.
I call you when I need you. My heart's on fire.
When it was all said and done, he was a little upset, so he punched me in the mouth.
You come to me, wild and wild.
My uncles were over on the side, observing, talking amongst themselves, adult things.
When you come to me, give me it.
When he punched me in my mouth, I decided I'm running to my uncle. You know what he did? He pushed me back to him. I went back and he punched me in my mouth again. I ran to my uncle, looking for protection. Needed Big Brother to protect me. He pushed me back again. And you know what I did? I faced him in the eyes, and I said, my uncle's not going to help me. And I punched him in the face. Then I looked him in the eye, and I said, then what? Now what? Now what? Now what are you going to do?
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Anyone I ever met. Stuck on your heart. Hang on every word you say. There's a smile. Maybe I would rather be dead.
Woo! Sound of the day. Is it sound of the year?
The What Say You drops in the background really add to it all.
Yeah.
It didn't have to do that.
Mixed
but
in, you can
sprinkle it in
barely
there.
hear it, but you can hear it.
Combination of the songs.
It's
Love it.
terrific.
Yeah.
Whale and the Wolf Boys, well done. Amazing stuff. I love you guys.
October 19th,
Terrific.
Saturday night.
Getfest.
Get it.
Getfest.ca or getfest.com? I think it's getfest.ca.
You dance for a bit and I'll bring up that info.
Yeah,
but Saturday, October 19th, we'll all be out there. It'll be a
or
fun
is
night.
it getfest.com?
We'll beat Calgary as well because that's what the goal is here. It's a friendly little wager, but getfest.ca.
I knew it. I knew it.
Canada.
All right, let's get to your text of the day today for A&W. They got the Ruffles Crunch Team Burger. If you haven't tried it yet, are you even paying attention? This is delicious. Your favorite Team Burger and your favorite Ruffles cheddar and sour cream chips combined into one unique taste like nothing you've ever put in your mouth ever before. Try one today, your neighborhood A&W. RCN's winning text of the day today.
Really?
Yeah. How about this? Josh Clausen should be the wing-eating judge.
Oh.
Isn't he a meat-eaterologist? Well, nice work, RCN. Nice work.
Can we quickly? I think we moved past. It was a busy show today. We didn't get to Wheels song, but I don't think we also
Wheels.
did the Central Casino.
Pick 'em.
Doing the Road Dog.
Yeah, you're
Give me
doing
the Bucks.
Road Dog. He's on the
And,
Bucks. I love it. If you like the Bucks +2, text Bucks to 780-218-9999. If you like the Falcons -2 at home, text Falcons. If you get it correct, you're going to a draw for a gift certificate to Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. Join this guy tonight over at Fort Road. It's the Road Dog. What is this?
You didn't know?
Laughing.
You better call somebody. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, tonight, D-Generation X proudly brings to you its 6-time WWE Tag Team Champions of the World, the Road Dogg, Jesse James, the Badass Billy Gunn, the New Age Outlaws.
I love when he does that. Gonna be a good football game tonight. Looking forward to that. All right, that's gonna do it for the Nielsen Show today, presented by Southport Chevrolet. When you see the Nielsen Show tomorrow morning, we'll be coming at you from Southport Chevrolet. Make plans to pop out and visit us tomorrow. If you're in the area, you gotta swing by. It's gonna be a great time. Oktoberfest vibes. There's gonna be giveaways. There's gonna be prizes. There's gonna be pretzels. There's gonna be brats. There's gonna be brats. So many things. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna be there from 6 to 6 tomorrow. It should be a good time. Hangouts coming up. Jasmine, Gazzola, Phrase, Maddie. Who does Tommy try to kill on the hangout today?
Well, who comes out alive? Right?
I don't know, but it's going to be a good one. Stick around for that. For Trev, Eric, I'm Dusty. Take it easy.